Let's let's kick it with this intro, shall we? It's time for Dodger Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. It's Jay Sports. We got our special guest again in just a few from just a few days ago. We got Duncan Die. Oscar's too busy being a Washington fan to enjoy baseball. We're going to do Dodger talk, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can tell. I got my Dodgers jersey. I got a brand new microphone. I got a soda. I'm ready to do this damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing the Dodgers and everything there is to do with baseball right now. But first, let me welcome this dude. What's up, Duncan?
How you doing? That's a pretty dope intro you got there.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I got to thank my little sis, man. She got an eye for this. She's only 13, but, man,
it came out good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. And you like the Dodgers one I used, right? The Los Dodgers?
Yep.
Hell yeah. And then the Cowboys, the Golden Knights. It's dope.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I'm ready to talk baseball, Dodgers, all that stuff.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a long time, haven't we?
Yep. It's been months. And with this MLB lockout, it feels a lot longer than a month or two.
Oh, exactly. And, man, I wish Oscar would let us talk about it. Before we get to the baseball, I know you've heard the news. I think you saw the video I did on it. We got the news that Kellen Moore is going back to Dallas. I gave my thoughts on the video. These viewers know exactly what I think. Let's just run through this real quickly. What are your thoughts here?
Well, not much is changing in Dallas. I mean, a little bit. It's basically going to be the same team next year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you see any changes with the offense at all?
A little bit, yeah, but honestly, I think it's just going to be the same Dak Prescott process next year. And I know you're a Cowboys fan, and you're all the way, but let's be real, it's going to be a first round exit next year too, unless they can make some. If they can make some bigger moves in the offseason, the offseason's still young, but be interesting to see.
I mean, it's the reason why at first I wanted Kellen Moore, but then I really realized I don't really like Kellen Moore much anymore because, dude, we get no changes. It's going to be the same damn thing. We're still going to be running third and long. We're going to be running on 3rd and 7. We're going to be running third down screens. Zeke is not going to be creating space, getting into spaces. They're going to try and make him run for as many yards as when he was a youngin. There's no Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys as long as Kellen Moore is an offensive coordinator. Because the difference between someone said, well, isn't it the same with Dan Quinn? No, because he's defense. Defense, you kind of need it to be the same. Yeah, you make a little bit of change here and there, but defense, the rules are kind of the same the way you do it. You got to get a sack. You got to see if you can get a touchback. You got to see if you can, right? But offense, you got to change the game every single time because Dallas is so predictable. I don't know if you saw the video that I did, but Dallas is so predictable. So, yeah.
No, they are 100%. And going into next year, like you said, if they don't find a way to switch up the offense or adjust to some of the best defenses in the game, then it's just going to be the same result. Like I said, I think there'll be a first round exit next year. Unless they can make some key changes that'll switch up the offense a little bit, allow them to, I don't know. If you had to give up anyone on this team right now, who would you give up and who would you give them up for?
In terms of players?
Yeah. Like if you had to make if they gave you the option to make one big trade and change the team up a little bit.
Again, my knowledge on football is not as good as the ones on baseball. So,
same
on offense or defense?
Offense. Who would you like?
Offense, I would probably go for maybe getting rid of, I don't know, a Terrence Steele. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler Biotis is all right as a center. I'd probably trade for some other better center. I'd probably go to the 49ers and take one of theirs. I mean, if let's say they gave up Debo, I'd give up Dalton Schultz for Debo. I love Debo. His ability to run the ball. His ability to just, when they throw the ball at him, he takes it, gets you the yardage you need. His ability to do shift and motion. Again, that's also part and parcel with Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan's son. I'd probably go get Debo for
Debo.
Debo Samuels. I'd probably trade Schultz for that. Or I'd probably want to go get another guard, because look, we got Zach Martin. You can put maybe Connor McGovern as maybe a guard, but I don't like him there. I like Connor Williams there. But I would probably get someone else for. I'd probably trade Connor McGovern for someone else on offense for one of the guards.
Yeah, that would definitely not only improve the offense. That's a given statement, but it would switch up the offense, allow them to. Because Deebo Samuels is a little different than Ezekiel Elliott. Like, they're both amazing, but their style of play is different, and perhaps Deebo Samuels' style of play would translate a lot better if he was to join the Cowboys.
You there?
All
right.
This off season, but from what the team does too, can you hear me? I might have lagged a little bit, but
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, from what I see, like the current roster, I just there's not much improvement there.
No, you're right, and I mean, look, Debo. What the difference between him? I feel like he's just a freaking force. Remember when the Cowboys had Troy Aikman, and then with him they had Nate Diaz was just a giant big dude, but they had Mark, what's his name? He's from Hawaii. It's on the offense. Oh my God. But they had Michael Irving. They had all these guys that were just, remember when it was like 1993 or 94 when Jimmy Johnson said, "Let's go with speed," and they were just extremely fast and forceful, and they would take you down in a second. That's Debo. And I feel like he's just able to run the ball better than Ezekiel Elliott right now. And I love Ezekiel Elliott, but you know what? One thing I would also do is I'd probably want to add a running back. This is something I said at the end of 2020. Yeah. I said, well, we need to add a running back. That's one thing is I'd probably add a running back too. Just like Gallup complements CeeDee Lamb and Dak. If we take someone else and put him in there like Debo for Debo instead of Schultz, and then we take a running back to run with Zeke and Pollard, boom. It works.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see, though. We'll see. Maybe the Cowboys can make a deeper run next year, but
I don't see us getting very far. But we'll have to see there. We'll have to see. Now you can see my Dodgers jersey, right?
Yeah, I got Dodgers too on.
That's right.
Ready to talk about the real team that I care about.
See. I love that I'm finding all these Dodger fans now. Hold on, I got to show you something. You see what
most of these Dodger fans are fake. They like them, because they made the World Series a few years in a row. But
yeah.
Real Dodger fans are the best kind of breed, best kinds of fans. People who actually care about the franchise and have been there since day one.
And all that.
Yeah.
And I feel like real fans, they got to get pissed off when the Dodgers aren't doing something. They got to get pissed off at the pitching coach. They got to get pissed off at Bueller when he ain't doing his thing, when his pitching coach ain't helping him right. We got to get mad at the defense and our outfield. We got to get mad at our offense. We got, right? Like, That's what a real fan is. And yeah, you could be a real fan that just celebrates the team and wears their jersey and watches every game. You don't have to be the biggest guy that knows all the stats and what happened. I have a friend that he could tell you, like, yeah, I remember game 7 when, oh, hold on a second. Oscar's in the comments section. I'll read his comment in a little bit. Let me put this down. That's embarrassing. But he could tell you, like, I remember when this guy threw that pitch and this guy got that base hit and then this happened. I'm like, holy shit. You don't have to be that fan, but love the Dodgers for the Dodgers.
I'm that fan. I care about everything. I know every player that's been on the team since 2012, at least. Yeah, so you're talking to the right guy when it comes. If you want to talk some Dodgers, ask me anything.
So what? I mean, by the way, Oscar said, "Wow, I watched this stream to fall asleep, but y'all are talking about football." Oscar, I watch your Washington videos and I want to fall asleep. Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Boom, roasted.
Ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk with Oscar Montiel is here. Make sure, go ahead and, if you can, click on his channel. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't press that post notification bell if you don't want to watch Washington. Just kidding. But make sure you subscribe to Oscar's channel.
Washington? Seriously.
Jesus. Right? Like, I mean, I guess I could understand liking Washington over the Raiders.
Yeah. Actually, no, I understand that.
But yeah, what's up, Oscar? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching, dude. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I mean,
let's get to this lockout. We got to talk about that.
But yeah, so what before we get to lockout, what are you like a Dodger fan that knows, like, hey, here's what happened in Game 7. Here's the stats, or are you more what kind of, if I were to put you on a talk show, what could you do?
I could talk about a lot of Dodger stuff, more than most. That's for sure.
Okay, cool. So, yes, let's get to this lockout. That's the first title of the thing. We don't have to go in that order, but I do want to talk about it. The Dodgers have been in the lockout. The baseball league has been in the lockout since December 1st of 2021. My short summary of it is a bunch of millionaires are fighting with a bunch of billionaires. It's the players against the owners. It's the Players Association against Rob Manfred. So, Duncan, obviously, I think I haven't kept up with the lockout as much. What's going on here? Why the hell are we having millionaires and billionaires argue like some freaking kids?
Well, it's millionaires and billionaires. That's the best way of describing it. Millionaires versus billionaires. And the issue, it's stemming around, salary and it basically has to do with the players wanting more money and the owners not being willing to seek that direction. And so the owners and can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. You
I lagged there for a second.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. But yeah, so the owners, and the commissioner, they've agreed to just cut off all interactions between players and staff until they figure out that issue. And of course, owners make a lot of money, or most of their money, off of regular season games. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen as we get closer to opening day and the regular season. If I had to guess, spring training is probably going to be pushed back. It'll probably be pushed back, but when it comes to the regular season, I don't think they'll mess around with that because that's their money. That's how they have all those jobs and can hire all those.
What's this disagreement? Because I can that is their money. But if they can't come to an agreement, what are they fighting about? What's the exact thing
it all started in 2020. This has been this has started in 2020 when they announced that they were doing a 60-game season. Not a lot of people remember, but players were like, okay, yeah, sure, 60 games, but I want to get paid for a 162-game season. And then, of course, because it was 60 games, there was already conflict that the owners were like, no, we should pay you for 60 games worth of a season. And, there was already conflict to begin with. So a little bit of that has transcended into this offseason. But to sum it up fully, the players and owners don't see eye to eye on contracts. And well, some of you will be like, well, then why is Mike Trout making $40 million a year when he's amazing?
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, well, he deserves it. And I promise you that Mike Trout has no issue with the owners right now. But the majority, exactly what I mean. But most of these players are not making that much. Well,
Exactly.
I don't want to sound ignorant. Of course, they're making a lot of money compared to most people. But if you compare, uh, you know, what the best center fielder for the Diamondbacks makes
Oh my
over
God.
the best center fielder for the Yankees, it's a lot different. And
Well,
so,
yeah, they pay them more on the Yankees. They're one of the
yeah,
highest payrolls. Dodgers are definitely the highest payroll, but
it's all about money, and we don't know for sure what these conversations are about going behind closed doors. But one thing I can tell you is that there's a lot of disagreements in what the players are making and what the owners are accumulating. So if you look at
well,
what the
yeah,
owners are accumulating, right, and then the players say, oh well, there's just so much room for me to be making more. You know what I mean? And do you know what revenue sharing is?
no,
So revenue sharing, you have obviously the large market teams and the small market teams, right? So if you look at a team like the Yankees, they got no problem with paying their guys. But if you look at a team like Arizona or Seattle, they're a smaller market team, so uh, their payroll is going to be less, and the money that they're accumulating is going to be less because less people care about them. So revenue sharing is an agreement that the league passed that high or large market teams have to share the revenue that they're making with the smaller market teams. So like a team like the Dodgers, they do give money to other organizations to help them out because they're a smaller market team. And that was a rule passed, I think early 2000s when, you know, everything started to become televised more and more. Um, the mindset became more about, building revenue and it's been like that for a
yeah,
while now. But there's also conflict in that. Whereas I feel, and again, a lot of this is happening behind closed doors. So I
yeah,
can't sit here and say exactly what they're talking about. But I promise you this, revenue sharing is definitely on the list of discussions right now.
and
100%.
right, and you have Jeff Passan, you got Bassan, pretty much David Vassig, you got but the Petro's Money Show, you got everybody
Yeah.
kind of reporting on this. Ken Rosenthal, who Trevor Bauer had a problem with, that's the jersey I'm wearing. Got to stick by my guy, but they're reporting all this crap that's going on. Do you know any of the? Because apparently the Players Association just rejected a. They made a concession, but then they rejected a concession from the owners and the MLB. Do you know about any of those or what those are? Or
Yeah. So
go ahead and talk
basically,
about those. I'll be right back.
okay.
All right.
So for those of you who are listening, the owners and the players are in a back and forth right now. And so basically, the owners proposed a solution to probably revenue sharing and money. And basically, it comes down to millionaires versus billionaires. And so, whatever the owners proposed was not exactly what they were looking for. So this lockout's going to continue, and it's only going to continue until the players and the owners come to an agreement. And as we get closer to the regular season, that agreement might be rushed. The owners will probably cave to the Players Association because they don't want to miss out on any regular season games. And after all this fighting, if they can't have a season, then what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point if they're not making money after all? So, I'll wait for Jason to get back, but it'd be like that sometimes.
I'm pretty sure you saw me coming.
Yeah, that basically sums it up, though.
Okay, yeah, and I had my phone so I could listen to what you were saying. Yeah, because I saw that they made some concessions, and then I saw that they rejected them. So I mean, there's been lockouts in the MLB, in the NHL, but really the NBA had one that lasted 80 days or something like that. So let's ask about this. I mean, do you think they're gonna get that revenue sharing? I don't, because let me tell you why. Look, the owners are making money because look at Dodgers are worth what $5.2 billion or something like that. So their money's not just in, hey, we sell money at the concession stands. You know, you have the Dodger store, you have the tickets, and then you have like you have concerts that are done at Dodger Stadium, and they take a fee from every concert. You have the foundation, but you've got real estate. I don't know why the Dodgers have real estate, but they make their money elsewhere, right? So that's how the owners are making their money.
The Dodgers and Yankees have been doing this since baseball existed. They have always been the smartest financially because they can. They have all this money coming in because they have the biggest fan bases and they are so easily marketed. That's why they're so successful when it comes to signing all these big name guys. Like if you look at the Dodgers payroll, it's like MLB The Show with salary turned off or something. You know what I mean?
They just paid a 236 or no. Was it 236 million or just $36 million luxury tax? They just paid a freak load of money.
Yeah.
And Trevor Bauer's still on their books. Because if I'm Trevor Bauer, by the way, I'll ask you about the allegations. I think they're false. Of course they are. The judge agreed. But if I'm Trevor Bauer, I'm not opting out, A. And you either have to buy me out or send me to a team that'll pay me that money. No team is going to pay him that money. So, you have Clayton Kershaw still on. You still got Julio Urias. You still got Walker Buehler. You got freaking Mookie freaking Betts. That's got a $365 million contract for 12 years, and he's going on year number 3. So that all that money together, they're over $500 million in payroll.
Something like that. It's ridiculous.
It's absurd.
And it's just my point is, that's what the Dodgers have. And then you look at a team like, Seattle, and they're racking in the best example is Oakland, where they play Moneyball over there because they have to. They need the revenue sharing. They need it because they're not accumulating what these other teams are making. So is it really fair at the end of the day? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If they're the number 1 seed in the AL West, right? They're in first place in the AL West, and they want to make some trades and get some guys so they can make a run. They can't do that because they can't afford it. So if they want to sign Max Scherzer or pick up Max Scherzer's contract where he's making like $30+ million a year, then the team is also in first place in the AL East, like the Yankees. They'll pick up a guy like Max Scherzer.
And I mean the big thing pretty much here is just you have teams that they're not going to make what the Dodgers and the Yankees and maybe the Red Sox and all these other guys are going to make. And so, you wonder, a lot of people say, oh, they suck, they can never do anything. Part of why they're complaining is they can. So what the owners are arguing here, ladies and gentlemen, is, okay, I can pay you more, but then when I want to go get other players, now I can't because we don't make Dodger money. We don't make what Andrew Friedman and Billie Jean King and Irvin Magic Johnson, all those dudes make. We don't have that. So how can we go out and do those things? How can we pay you if we can't even do that? We can't even make the money that they make to have a good farm system, have a good team, get some good contracts on our books, and also have to pay you more. And you want to do profit share? In politics, we call it profit sharing. You want to do revenue sharing? Are you kidding? So, I mean, no matter how much you pay, you could pay every player $30 million a year if they're worth it. You could pay them $100 a year. Owners are still going to make more money
Yeah.
because owners don't just make money during the however month long season it is, 9 months or whatever. They make money. How long is the baseball? Like from March to
March to
October,
October. So pretty much 9 months, not 9, 10 months. But
7, 8, like 9 months. So,
yeah.
I mean,
And
they don't just make money then.
yeah.
What was that?
But I mean, yeah, they're making up money in the off season. They're making all this stuff, but the majority of what they make comes to promoting the current season that's going on. If there's no current season going on, then what are they going to do? They're going to fall behind. Now,
You're lagging.
am I lagging?
Oh yeah, you're like cutting. You sound like a robot.
My bad. Sound better?
Try it again.
Does it sound better now?
You know what? You sound better on the YouTube thing. So maybe it's just me. So
Okay. Um, can you hear me now?
yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
So what I was saying was, um, if you look at the early 2000s, yeah, this is an issue that's been going on for a very long time. But in recent events and seasons, with the Players Association speaking out more and more, um, especially that 2020 COVID season really rose flares and and tempers that people don't realize. But um, yeah, so this is an upcoming issue, and it's only going to get worse if they don't agree on it
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean? A team like the A's would be more willing to put up with it in the early 2000s before the Players Association was complaining so much. Like, you got guys like Blake Snell making $30 million a year. Like, no, that's not enough. I want more. And so, how do you think these teams feel? Where it's like, damn, my entire payroll is $30 million.
Yeah. I mean, how do I put this? And by the way, it's coming in terrible on my headphones, but on the YouTube link itself that people are watching, you come out clear, which is hilarious. Um, I mean, you're right. I think a lot of players are you're being paid 30 million, dude. Some of your colleagues are being paid 10, 15 million.
Yeah,
Stop it, right?
and
And
they're just as good as
first
you.
off, you're being paid 30 mil.
Yeah,
Go back to the community you came from. They ain't making $30 million, sir. But
right.
a lot of these players, they're now living in Calabasas. They're living in the richer areas of their towns, and they're, even Kentucky's got damn rich areas. So, again, yeah, these are some tough times in the MLB, and my thing is, I don't think training camp's gonna happen. They can't come to a freaking agreement. I see that as a negative, and I'll tell you why I see that as a negative. And I see
Oh,
that
no
as a negative
doubt. Yeah.
because was that?
Oh, no doubt, it's a negative, bro. That's not good at all.
Hold on. Is your Wi-Fi good?
Yeah, I think it is.
Let me check mine.
Let me try something.
Okay. Let me see if I can join my hotspot.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Yo.
Duncan, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you. Um,
Okay. I put on my headset. Maybe that's why. But
oh, dude, that headphone sounds bomb as hell.
it does?
Yeah, do you have a microphone on that? Do you have a microphone on that? Duncan, you there? Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a little bit of tech difficulties. Um, it happens on every stream, so I'm so I'm, I'm so sorry about this. We are going to have to resolve this, and let us get back on, and we'll see what's going on. All right.
All right.
You there,
You-
sir?
Yep.
What happened to your headset?
Was it you said it sounded bad?
No. I said, do you have a microphone on that?
Oh yeah, I did. But
Dude, you sounded bomb as hell.
I thought you said
No, I said you sounded bomb.
that sounded bum as hell.
No.
Hold up. I
Come
thought I
on,
was
man. Have you been watching too much of the Lakers, Duncan? I think that's the problem. You've been so busy crying like me over the Lakers that you ain't hearing right. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you could hear the difference, but when he got on his headset, my God, it was awesome. I think he sounds better than me.
okay. I'm still trying to get it to work. This is frustrating. My bad.
Are they Bluetooth or do you have to plug them in? And ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for Duncan to get his thing situated. This is what happens when you're live. We've been live for 32 minutes, and I'm surprised that... Man, why does it have to happen to me? It never happens to Oscar, and he's the Washington fan. Oh, I think we got Duncan back.
All right. How's it sound now?
Oh, dude, you sound awesome, dude. Oh my God.
I thought I'm not gonna lie. I've had this for like 3 years. I've thrown it across the room like several times.
What kind of headsets are they?
Turtle Beach?
Huh. You should look for other headphones that you don't have to throw around. But, dude, so where is the microphone near on the wire, or where's the damn mic? Because it sounds awesome.
Mike's right here. I like to keep it low just so it doesn't sound too crazy. But
So kind of like low right here, right? Kind of.
yeah, usually.
Okay. Okay.
Where were
Dude,
we though? We gotta get back to the Dodgers. It's been like
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. No, you sound really good on that headset, man.
All right,
Real
I'll
good.
start using it.
Yeah,
But,
dude. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. Whew. Okay. I forgot what the. Oh, okay. So it's not good. That training camp might not happen because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know baseball, here's why. In football, I know Oscar's awake now. He even heard football, and that's what Washington can't play. Oh, sorry. I just had to do.
Got him.
Got him. Let me
Ruined
drink a
his
soda
evening,
to
bro.
that.
That's
That's for saying I suck, Oscar, in the comments. But like football in the preseason, you have your guys doing a bunch of reps. Granted, it's 10 times shorter than baseball. Training camp's like a couple weeks, and then you got the preseason games, and that's it. But you have your guys like Cooper Rush or, you got Dak or whoever doing your reps, and you think who's going to be the player that we're going to have on the board, And it's kind of the same in baseball. You get a lot of your guys out there, and a lot of you get your pitchers. Andrew Heaney is new, right? And, Dustin May in the last one before he got hurt fought for that spot to be in the starter's position, and he got it. it's a chance for you to see who's going to be the better person for your team. And you have a whole a month and a half to really decide that, where you can go, yeah, he's good on third base. He's good at shortstop. He's good at home. I like him at this. I like this guy hitting third in the lineup. Right? It gives you that opportunity. Whereas if you don't have that, you're and if you lose games in training camp, I mean, it sucks, right? But it's cool. Fine, you lost a game. It's cool because you're just practicing in a sense. It's just practice, but public, and people get to watch it. And you get to decide, okay, maybe I didn't like the way he pitched. I didn't like the way he was running. I didn't like the way he couldn't make plays in the outfield, and he didn't get to the bag fast enough. And if you do that during the regular season, you're effing up your chances at even the wild card or even getting in further your team into all-star position, so you have a couple guys from your team go to the all-star game, or you're missing out on the playoffs. I mean, training camp's vital. What do you think, Duncan?
Well, one thing they do is adapt. So even if training camp is eliminated, which I think it will happen, they'll have inter squad games for sure. Like they'll set up an A team and a B team, and then they'll play like 6 or 7 games, which allows them to get in shape just like they did in 2020. But facing other teams, and it's such a vital part of the season, regular spring training, where you can go up against a division rival and say they just signed a guy like, when the Padres got Blake Snell last year, the Dodgers had to be like, okay, yeah, let's start getting used to him now. And spring training when the season rolls around. And so there's so many situations that spring training helps benefit you as a player to get ready for the season. But I do think they're going to adapt and have a few inter squad games if spring training doesn't happen. But yeah, it's just a mess right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely, by the way, the fact that I have to go back to that World Series game. Blake Snell had the Dodgers under his freaking finger, and he had them under the water. And just because he gave up one base hit, thank God, Kevin Cash pulls him out. And you're thinking, as a Dodger fan, yes! As a Rays fan, you're thinking, what the F are you doing? Because right away, what happened? They gave up 3 runs.
And they lost the World Series.
And they lost the World Series. One of the biggest blunders I've ever seen in the World Series. Yeah, and I've seen the Dodgers play.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Pete Carroll. In the Super Bowl, honestly.
Yes.
Passing on the 1-yard line. These are the type of decisions that lose you games. Yeah, it's just, I think it's a front office thing too. I think a lot of these GMs and owners tell the manager what they like. They give a plan to the manager. I think that was their plan. I think Blake Snell had a certain pitch count or a certain point in the game where they wanted to pull him premeditated, before the game even started, get him out of there in the 6th inning. And so I think Kevin Cash was just doing his job, and what the manager, because
it's the front office that runs this whole thing.
Come on now, you could see his face like, oh, am I really about to do this? Fuck, am I really about to take this guy out of the game? Shit,
exactly.
You could tell. I think the front office, the Rays front office, had control over Kevin Cash's decisions, because it didn't look like he wanted to take him out as he was walking out and signaling the bullpen. It's like, what a terrible decision. And even if it was his decision, it's like, it doesn't change the fact that did lose the game. They would have gone to a Game 7 for sure.
Would have gone to a Game 7, and I think the Dodgers would have lost that Game 7. I'm sorry, but
yeah, as they always do. If it ever comes down to the wire for Los Doyers, they always find a way to fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly. They F it up and fucking, and that's the thing about being a Dodger fan, man, is
it's not fun, is it?
If you remember 2008, 2009, they're playing the Phillies in the ALCS. No, not ALCS, fucking NLCS, and Jonathan Broxton is pitching in Game 5, and he gives up the game and the Dodgers can't put up any offensive play, it makes me, it hurts me. It breaks me to this day.
Yeah,
it hurts.
And it's continued on. I don't want to ever talk about the 2017 World Series from a Dodgers.
That one is not the Dodgers' fault.
Yeah, that one I can't really talk about.
Did they cheat
but...
when it came to them, the Dodgers not being able to hit the ball? Did they ever say that, or
no.
was it just they cheated?
The Dodgers took it to 12 runs. It was like 12-12 in Game 5. The Dodgers should have won that. Come on now.
They should have, but but again, they never said, hey, the Astros cheated by not allowing the Dodgers to hit. No, the Dodgers didn't allow the Dodgers to hit. What they cheated on was the Astros were allowed to hit because they were monitoring Clayton Kershaw's pitches, which they're not supposed to do, right? Nope. And so, but again, right, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, but it's just, that's the thing about being a Dodger fan. It's more pain than it is winning.
Yeah,
it is,
so
and that's why.
When stuff like this lockout comes around, right? Us Dodger fans are used to it at this point. I mean, we're used to. I mean, remember the 2020 season? We got Mookie Betts, David Price. We got all these guys. We had AJ Pollock. We signed or something. We signed a bunch of guys, and we had just this great team. And then boom, season canceled. It's like, well, damn. I really think if 2020 played out like a normal season, we still would have won the World Series. And then boom, that's more of a credible World Series than the one we actually got. But it's frustrating. I can break down every mistake that they've made in the playoffs every year. Mainly Kenley Jansen. Kenley Jansen over the years has really botched some of these.
He got booed by 50,000 fans, and I think that was his wake up call.
Yeah, he did better this year, but
the second half. But right, and so I think before we get into the credibility, because I do want to talk that, that's why it's important to have spring training, and it's even more difficult to have the squad games, but they're not going to put. Now here's the thing, they may not push the season back. Will the players want to play?
That's another possibility I was going to talk about. There could very well be a strike this season. And if that is to happen, then its full intentions are to stick it to the owners and say, well, fuck you, we're not going to play if you can't come to agreement. And if we're not playing, then, and obviously the owners don't want that because that's what makes the money. The players, without the players, they're nothing. They'll just go back to their, businesses, they'll probably still continue to make money, but they won't have the sports franchise they want without the players. So
exactly. And the other day I said that the black players should boycott football and watch the MLB go, I mean
exactly. If that was to happen in the NFL, because that's a different story, then you're losing pretty much 90% of the league, and that's basically all the players walking out. And I'm sure a lot of the white players will side with them, and because the football is pretty uniformed right now. But if that was to happen in the NFL, that would be a big wake up call too. It's like that in any sport, honestly. Basketball too, hockey. Without the players, they're nothing.
Exactly. And you're okay. How are you going to make your money? You have concerts, you have real estate. Because the Dodgers, they have the Dodger Store Universal, the Dodger Store here. They got online sales. They got Dodger stores everywhere in the country. They've got real estate. They've got a whole bunch of shit going on. None of that will amount to any money if the players don't show up. And now you're not selling hot Dodger dogs for fucking $10. Now you're not selling peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You're not selling cotton candy. You're not selling foam finger. You might think that whatever, it's just cotton candy, dude. It's a lot of money, and your tickets.
Oh, it's all money grab.
Yeah. Now Oscar wrote a comment here.
What do you say?
He said, NFL had a lockout in 2011. Hold on. NFL had a lockout in 2011, and they settled 2 weeks before preseason. Okay. So
Well, we're just about 2 weeks from preseason in baseball.
So
maybe 3 weeks, but I know.
But was that lockout? I remember that lockout because my dad was talking about it. I don't remember it being this intense.
No, it wasn't this intense. I mean, I'm sure it was some tense, but this is a problem.
NBA's was way more intense.
Yeah.
NBA, that one was crazy.
Baseball always draws the because there was a
strike.
Yeah, there's been strikes
before.
before.
The owners are going to have to do something to concede. Something. And not just concede, but concede to what they want. Because, I mean, look, those players are making millions of dollars. Here's the thing. A lot of players are going to not strike because, oh, that's millions of dollars I won't get. A lot of players are going to strike because it's like, so what? I got $800 million right now because I invested, if they're smart, right? Or I can sell this house if I need to make money for the year, right? So, but the other thing, too, is that whole, I want to make money for the whole season, not just 62 games. Well, I kind of agree with the players in that just because I only go to work for 62 days, I'm still going to work the days in between where we are traveling and not playing a game, right? A. But B, because they don't get paid by that. They get paid per game, which is hilarious. But my contract says you owe me $25 million a year. And you're going to try and pay me less than $25 million a year? Are you kidding me? I'm not. Fuck you. F you. I'm not doing that. What's wrong with you? That's like you go to work and you're making 15, 20 bucks an hour. If you're lucky, because we have a minimum wage problem in this country, but this is not a political thingy, so I'm not going to go there. But let's say you're making 15, 20 bucks and your boss says, listen, I got to shut down the office for 30 days, but I'm not going to pay you. Well, F you, I'm walking off the goddamn job. So, yeah, I kind of agree with the players there. I have a feeling there's going to be a freaking strike. And probably, that's when, because it's not only the owners that are in trouble now. You know who's going to come after them? A, the MLB, because, well, the MLB is the one siding with the owners. Prime Ticket, AT&T, DirecTV, all these TV channels that the Dodgers and the Mets and the Royals and the Orioles, the Guardians, the Angels, the A's, all these guys that are on all these channels are going to go, listen, MLB, listen, players, get your shit straight. We're losing money.
Yep.
And now 100%. They may say, all right, fine, we're going to discard your contract. Okay, fine. Well, now you can't broadcast your games. Now your fans aren't going to watch. It's going to become a whole mess, and I don't think it's going to get there because the owners are going to go, fine, what do you want? And I think what they're going to do is, let's just settle this for this season. We'll come back to war next season.
That could be another possibility where they just give up for this season and bring focus to it later, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. It could be it's very good chance that there's going to be a strike. There's a very good chance. It's the 2020 season. That's really what it is. That's when the conflicts really started to arise between the owners and the players, and ever since then it's been tense. So I don't see the players just agreeing to the owners. I think what they want, or they strike. They have so much leverage in this situation too.
They do.
Like the leverage is okay, compelling.
Fine. You don't want to give me what I want, or at least half of what I want. Okay, I'm going to Hawaii with my wife and kids. F you.
Exactly.
And now look, the danger is where, let's say, only 2 or 3 players from each team do it. Fine, you 2 or 3 players are out. Bring me up someone from AAA. And you know why they'll do that? Because the AAA players ain't gonna make a big deal, because they weren't promised that big of a contract from the MLB itself, right? Because they weren't in the MLB, right? They were in AAA, and which is not a part of the MLB, right? They're
no,
right.
I mean, technically
they are, but not in a way directly, right? But if, let's say, I go get John Simmons, right, or something like that, from Idaho, right, and or from Oklahoma, because that's where the Dodgers are. Let's just use that. And I bring him up. He's a second baseman, and he's really good. You think he's going to make a big stink? No. You know why? Because he can... Goodbye.
Yeah. It's going to be a while.
The only players that are going to really make a big stink are those that... I got a $365 million contract. Do you really want me to sue your dumbasses? No, you don't. So I'm going to strike, and I'll come back to practice when they give me what I want, or at least half. Someone's going to give, and I have a feeling it might be the owners.
Well, something has to give for sure. I mean, from either side. But, you know, if you look at Wander Franco, a good example, 20-year-old stud for the Rays, got signed, and it wasn't, I don't know, his agent did him dirty, signed for a very long contract. And so he's going to go most of his career making, and if he turns out to be incredible, then it'll be even more of a bummer. But, yeah, I mean, there's just certain contracts on certain different teams where they can't afford these guys for these big contracts that Fernando Tatis gets and stuff like that.
Tatis gets paid so much money.
Yeah.
He gets paid so
shit
much
ton.
money. Very, very big shit ton. By the way, Oscar's texted me, and he said that I asked him how he liked the microphone. He said, I like it, but when Duncan put on the headset, what a difference. Damn. So you do sound good, according to Oscar.
It's basic headset. Well, thank you. I mean, it was better than before when I was just talking through my computer.
Yeah, and you still sound good then, but this is too.
Yeah, man, it's just...
Yeah, no, I agree. This whole lockout is... I know we've spent a lot of time on the lockout, but it's got that many consequences. Probably even some that we ain't mentioning. You know? Let's say you don't want it resolved in April. And if you resolve it in April, you don't want it resolved in March. You want it resolved tonight, tomorrow. You don't want it resolved in May, because now you're getting All-Star. You're hitting the All-Star, what, June?
July usually.
July. And what the problem is you got a lot of guys like Dustin May in rehab. You're going to make him wait until May? Dustin May in May, get it?
Pun intended or not intended?
Intended. But, I mean,
no, but
you're going to give him until May, and then hey, Dustin, come in July, and he's only got 2 months to really prep. You're going to hurt physically a lot of players who are in rehab, and they have to rush it. And some are not going to be able to come back, and your season's fucked. Yeah,
he's not able to train and work out with his guys, with the ones that know what they're doing, and that's why they're in the Dodgers organization, because of this lockout. And so guys like Dustin May aren't, like you said, rehabbing like they could. There's other examples too. I mean, Max Scherzer is coming back from, dead arm, he said, in the playoffs.
He said, it's because I didn't pitch too much.
Yeah.
Or no, he got the dead arm because, he didn't pitch too much. Dude.
No, he pitched too much. That's what they were saying.
He pitched too much. And then he complained that they didn't let him pitch enough.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I knew that guy wasn't going to work out.
After contradiction. Max, the Nats gave you up for a reason. Because they're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, he was incredible. One of the best pitchers I've ever seen put on a Dodgers uniform. But it just didn't work out in the long run because, we lack Max Muncy.
Well, yeah, we lacked Max Muncy. And even if we had Max Muncy, we lacked a lot of starting pitchers that said, hey, Max, take a break. And we'll have you game 1, we'll have you game
Kershaw
3 and game 5. Yeah, we'll have, right? But it's like if you had Kershaw, if you had Bauer, which I'll ask you about that hopefully. If you had Bauer, Kershaw, Scherzer, Urias, and Buehler, you think the Dodgers would be touchable? They'd be untouchable.
Yeah. Well,
and let's say you had Bauer.
They could still find a way to lose, even with that team. But
dude.
The chances
Remember
would be
when they lost 3 against the Braves in the NLCS?
Yeah, that was
when I saw them lose 3 games, I said, "That's it. We're out of the World Series." I get like that. I get so negative and angry, and I'm like, "We're out of the World Series." What do I tell you?
Well,
and then
of course.
They came back and they said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, and then of course the next year they lost to them in 6 games, and I kind of knew that was going to happen because it's like you can't beat the same team every year. You know what I mean?
And if
eventually,
you do, fine. But I told you that I predicted that the Dodgers would not go to the World Series in April, and everyone said, "Oh, you're just a hater. You don't even know any better." I'm like, look at the way the team is playing. Look at who they signed. Look at what's going on in spring training. Look, and this was close to opening day. I said, look at the way they've been playing on the road away, right? Like no good. Just the way they've been playing is just not a good look. And when I predicted, everyone's, no, Jason, he doesn't know baseball. And what happened? I said, if they get to the playoffs, they'll get to the NLCS. And if they get to the NLCS, they'll lose in Game 6. And what happened? We lost in Game 6. I'm not always that good at predictions. But I predicted it last year, and I was right. Let's get to the credibility factor. So hopefully they end that lockout. And, please end that lockout. Please. I want to see baseball, man. I want to review games. And maybe.
For real.
Yeah, maybe
Is it too much to ask at this point to just get some fucking baseball? I swear.
Can you fucking millionaires?
I already had to wait.
Have so much money.
Yeah.
Just agree to something. And can you owners who have billions, can you agree? Please.
And it shows you what they truly think of the fans, because at the end of the day, the fans are just the fans. Oh yeah, we care about the fans. You know what I mean? But do they? If they really cared about the fans, they'd be like, okay, let's try and resolve this so we can get back to the fans, instead of being like, okay, let's resolve this so we can make sure we have games and we can continue to make money. That's really what they're thinking about. The fans to them are just, fan cutouts that have money, that actually have wallets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
what
exactly.
They think.
And they every owner lost a lot of profit. Because nobody could play in any stadium in 2020.
Right.
So stadiums sat empty. And it's stupid that our country fucking did lockouts. And, I'm not even going to go into how little deaths they prevented, because I'll get censored on YouTube. So I'm not fucking doing that. I'm already censored on one channel. So, we should have still had fans. I know the virus was big, but I want to talk about the credibility of the World Series in 2020. The haters are saying, hey, it's only 60 games. You needed another, you needed another, 100 games just to prove that you are contenders.
And as a Dodger fan, I think that argument's valid.
No, I don't. Okay, go ahead. You're the guest.
Extremely valid.
Only go ahead, 60. You're the guest. Explain.
Okay. Now, with that said, there's 102 less games, right? But they had to play an extra round in the playoffs. Everyone had to play an extra round in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
So the Dodgers had to get past Milwaukee as the 1 seed. They were playing in a wild card series as the 1 seed. So, they had an extra round to get through. I think it's a valid World Series. I get the argument, though. I understand, but I think it's a valid World Series.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. Their argument was valid. Yeah, I mean, you still had you had to play one more round than normal. Normally it's just 3 rounds. You had to play 4 rounds and then the World Series, right? So it was 5 rounds.
Yeah, an extra round. But I understand what they're saying about the shortened season. I get that. No, but I still think it's
no. What if the Angels had one? What if the A's had one? What if the Red Sox had one? What if
people would be saying the same thing?
You think they'd be saying the same thing? Because every time the Dodgers get anything, the Dodgers, the Cowboys, and the Lakers, anytime that they get anywhere, it wasn't valid because of this. It wasn't.
Well,
Lakers had a shortened season. No one ever talks about, well, LeBron and AD and all these guys. It really isn't valid because they don't say that.
Oh, they do. They call it a bubble ring.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
A bubble.
A bubble.
The Disney trip.
Yeah. And I'm like, who cares? Put on a jersey yourself and go play against LeBron.
Exactly.
They still played basketball.
Still had a chance to win.
the NBA had less COVID cases than every other league. The NHL, the MLB, right? The NBA had the lowest amount of COVID cases. Mm-hmm. So this World Series was absolutely valid. F all you haters, because you still had to play 7 rounds in 7 games in each of the normal rounds that happen every year. It's not like they shortened the World Series to 3 games. It's not like they shortened the NLCS or the divisional games to 3 games each. They never did that. What they did was, however, they added another round and they kept it at 7 games a pop. This whole, it's because you need to play 160 games, huh? Let me ask all you who say that. If it was your team, would you be saying that? No, you wouldn't. You'd be making the argument I'm making.
Exactly. Now, it's frustrating from a Dodger fan standpoint because, yeah, the first World Series we've seen since '88 just has to be involved in this mess.
Exactly.
But I think they would have won the World Series if COVID never happened anyways. If there was 162, if there was a 162 game season that year, I still think they would have won, and I think they would have been dominant in the playoffs. Honestly, that team was different.
Yeah, last year's team was, you could tell the chemistry. The chemistry was absolutely there. I was in my dad, he was in alive, of course, in the '88 series, and I asked him. I said, "Dad, did you know?" He goes, "I knew it." He's like, even in the losses, I just knew. I had this feeling. He's like, "Jay, there was this feeling I had that I had in '88." And, I mean, yeah, the Dodgers would have absolutely dominated. I know they would have. They would have been absolutely incredible in 160 games. And look, if I wish the Dodgers could get themselves to a higher, like, get to be I hope they get to go to the World Series again, because then I know what the haters are going to say. Oh, it's not valid because this, not valid because that. Then you really know they're just talking shit for no reason. Right?
Yeah, no doubt, because there are just so many Dodger haters out there. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that legit think this is a fake World Series, but most of them just want to hate on the Dodgers because they're the Dodgers. So yeah, you kick the scenario that, say, this year they make it to the World Series and they win. Yeah, we'll really get to see who these real Dodger haters are, because they'll come out into the woodworks and continue to say, "Oh, nope, not valid."
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, it's not valid because their toes didn't always hit the grass. Not valid because the balls were red. You know, it's not valid because Dave Roberts wasn't wearing white. So let's get on to Trevor Bauer. I do want to discuss Trevor Bauer. You've heard the allegations, right?
Yeah.
And you saw the judge's ruling.
Yep.
So I believe they're bogus. This woman is all after his money, and you don't have to take my word. Take her words. She wrote the text messages. I want to be a baseball wife.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Why don't more people talk about Tatis and the relationship with that girl, and how she was with Tatis before him, and before these allegations came out, Tatis and Bauer had a little feud going.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And how do we know the Padres aren't paying this girl to go out and get one of the Dodgers' biggest pitchers? Trevor Bauer, no matter what you say about him, I hated Trevor Bauer, and I've said this before. It was just something about, I didn't like his cockiness. I didn't like anything about him. And then I saw him play, and I started watching his YouTube channel, and I thought, Trevor Bauer is one of the only players actually giving us fans into the clubhouse, into where they practice, where they eat, and all, and it's awesome, pretty cool. And the biggest thing here is they They go after him. How do we know that the Padres, who, by the way, they fell apart in 2020 especially, but they fell apart. Manny Machado and Tatis and all that, they fell apart in 2021. And Machado goes, I'll give you my entire contract if we win. Where is it, Machado? Where's that fucking contract? Where is it? But, the main thing I got to say is, how do we know that the Padres aren't in this with this young lady who's obviously dumb and doesn't realize that Trevor's got text messages and all that, right? Like, how do we know that? And
I've
if
seen
they
those texts.
Yeah. And even if let's say they did do it, let's say the Padres were in on this, karma, bitches, you fell apart hard. And I mean hilariously bad in 2021. You saw that collapse.
Yeah. Maybe they were trying to draw him out or something. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. But the point is, we lost Bauer. And Rob Manfred, here's the thing. I don't have fans. My viewers will know. The small amount that there are, that the judge said, hey, this restraining order has no merit. You wanted this. You asked for it. You weren't assaulted. Why did you go back? Why did you go? By the way, she went and when they were playing in San Francisco, I think they were playing the Padres. And guess where she went? Her dad dropped her off. So her dad's in this too. Crazy dumb fuck. You dummy. What do you? Her dad's got to be in his 40s or 50s. And he's doing this shit? You immature little crap. So, the Pasadena police they didn't even make an announcement. If they didn't make an announcement and the judge said it has no merit, you're not going to bring any charges? And they passed it off to the Pasadena DA, I think, right? So the DA for months has not come out with anything. So did he do it or did he not? And even if let's say they come out and say, hey, Trevor Bauer's free, Rob Manfred still wants to suspend him. Oh, because of our sexual abuse and domestic abuse clause. You
know why?
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer was a real thorn in the side of the MLB before the allegations with the whole foreign substance. The foreign substance thing. And there was a bunch of other stuff too. I'm trying to remember, but can't think of it right now. But there was definitely other scenarios where Trevor Bauer was getting into it with the MLB. Then this allegation pops up out of the woodworks, and they jump all over it. They're like, yep, here's our opportunity to get this guy out, and that's why it took them so long to make a decision in court. It took them so long to determine whether he was innocent or not, because they knew for sure that let's get this guy out of the game for as long as we can. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I do too. And it's insane that this is happening. And by the way, why is the Pasadena DA taking so effing long to come out with a freaking okay, we're pretty much charging him, or this thing has no merit. Stop wasting our fucking tax dollars and our time. We're done spending our man hours on it. Get out. They're not doing any of that at the DA. What do you think's going on there? Come on. If the police couldn't come up with anything and they passed it on to the DA without saying anything, normally they'd come out and go, well, Trevor Bauer's charged for assault and abuse of the. They didn't do that. So what's the DA taking long for?
They're trying to determine like the elements of it, whether it was consensual and non-consensual, and whether she was lying about that or not. There definitely was a lot of stuff that they had to consider and make sure that they got the facts right. So I understand that it took some time, but I also think that the MLB sort of said, oh, take your sweet time with it, please. Take your sweet time with it and allow this guy to be out of our game for as long as possible.
Right, but this has put the Dodgers and the MLB in a big problem because the Dodgers just can't discharge them. Because now I'm going to sue Andrew Friedman and everybody at the Dodgers organization. And the MLB, he's going to file a grievance clause lawsuit. So now they're also in trouble. So they've put themselves in a sticky situation.
Yeah, and hopefully it can be a lesson to like younger players that because these girls come around so often, and it's like, I saw those texts. She was begging him for money for a hotel. She was begging him for all stuff because she's like, oh, I'm broke, or I can't take care of myself. It's like, you're an adult woman. You should know how to take care of yourself. Like, come on now. Like, I believe in equal rights. I believe everyone has the same opportunity to take care of themselves, at least.
Yeah, accountability. These feminists.
Yes.
These feminists, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for talking about the feminist
it's fine.
movement.
Just acknowledge the fact that there's still setbacks. Just acknowledge the fact that there's still setbacks. But at the end of the day, they should be able to take care of themselves. She should have been able to get her own hotel rather than begging this $40 million athlete to hook her up.
Or go ask her dad. Go ask her dad, who apparently has the time, a regular dude who has the time to go drop her off in San Francisco to go spy on Trevor Bauer playing. If you have the time for that, old man, why don't you get her a hotel, right? And this girl, instead of wasting your time trying to take this guy down, why don't you go get a goddamn job? Freaking what, 30-year-old girl doing this shit.
Yeah, and stop going after athletes and professional athletes or whatever.
Well, you saw those texts. You saw those texts. She wants to be a baseball wife, remember?
Yeah, but she did a very poor job. But I don't know, man. I don't want to say too much because she definitely had some sort of, I don't know. She claimed to have had injury.
Yeah, that she asked for. The court even said, "Hey, you asked for this. You asked for those injuries." What does the DA want? The courts literally wrote on it. There's precedence. Well, we can charge him, but the court already said no. So, oh my God, man, you have no idea how much it pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to just,
He will not pitch for the Dodgers again. How are they going to handle him? Are they going to just buy him out? What are they going to do?
I think that he'll go to a different team. He'll get a shot there.
But who's going to pay him that, $102 million or $200 million or whatever the hell he's being paid?
Definitely a large market team, but I don't know. The focus is not Trevor Bauer right now. Nobody even knows who he is right now because of the MLB lockout. But yeah, I don't know. When the season starts to come around, we'll see. Either the Dodgers will buy him out. I don't think he'll play as a Dodger again. That's for sure, because just so much controversy, so many people still think he did it, and think that the ruling was false.
Yeah, the ruling's false. The judge looks at all the documentation and says, yeah, he didn't do it. And if he did do it, it's because you wanted him to. And they're, he totally did it. Because people don't know how to fucking read.
Exactly.
That's why. That's the biggest problem we have in this country. Is that people don't know how to freaking read. And we lost the best pitcher we had on that team, aside from Bueller and May. And May, we lost him. So, I'm happy the Dodgers lost last year, because this is karma on their asses. The way that all the players, Bauer, we don't want him anymore, or we don't know what's going on. It's up to them. Bauer's this, Bauer's that. They treated him like a non-teammate every single time he went into that damn locker room, and they know that.
He's kind of a weird dude. I feel like when I played baseball and I would have teammates like that, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of people like Trevor Bauer, low-key. Like I get he's great, but the stuff he does on the sidelines with the armbands, like, oh, dude, you're so special, bro. You do the armbands before every game. You do a different
Clayton
workout
Kershaw,
than everyone else, bro. You're so cool. People like that.
But you've got Clayton Kershaw who runs around and hits the rocks or that wall, and then he does it over and over again. So why are we judging Trevor Bauer for all that? Yeah, he's cocky, and I don't like the cockiness. So is Michael Parsons.
You don't see Kershaw carrying himself around like, yeah, I did those workouts because I'm better than you guys. No, he just does them because that's the best way to warm up for Clayton Kershaw. You know what I mean? It's harmless. But a guy like Trevor Bauer, and you see his YouTube channels. I saw this one where he pranked some of the guys in the dugout, and that's normal. Like, it's normal for teammates to prank each other, but the way he did it, it was so cringe. It's like, bro, you're forcing it now. Like, you're forcing it, buddy.
I mean, the guys were messing with Clayton Kershaw years ago, and they were playing with his hair and putting Gatorade on him and all of that while he was doing an interview while the game was on.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. He's kind of weird, and I even thought he was. I'm like, oh, this dude's weird. But you're gonna talk about, regardless, he's your teammate, and you're gonna talk to him like that. You're gonna talk about him like that. We don't want him back. Apparently, a lot of Dodgers were saying that. Well, motherfuckers, you guys are gonna lose. Oops, you lost. Congratulations. I didn't want the Dodgers to win last year. I know you're supposed to be a fan. F off. I wanted them to lose as karma, and they got it.
The chemistry just wasn't there with Bauer and the Dodgers.
No.
There's a thing. If these allegations didn't happen and we still lost this year, he would. Hold up. Can you hear me?
Now I can. You lagged a little bit.
Yeah, it happens every so often. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird. Trevor Bauer, he didn't have the best reputation before it happened. It's like, as soon as I found out about it, I'm like, well, if it was going to happen to anyone, why am I not surprised it happened to Trevor Bauer, bro?
Well, here's the thing. I always say two things. Number one, if this was any of you guys, Chris Taylor, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, any of these guys, you know they would be mad if these guys said, yeah, Taylor, whatever. Yeah, Turner, I don't know, whatever the hell happens to him. And two, I say all the time to all my men, all the men, if you are rich, buy yourself a condo in maybe a not so nice part of town, but maybe some kind of in the middle. And it's a $200,000 condo, it's a $100,000 condo, whatever. And whenever you bring a girl, you bring her to that house. And if you're Trevor Bauer, there's no way you can do that because they already know you have mansions, so fuck it. But if you're a rich businessman, and maybe no one knows you, you work at some equity firm, whatever, right? You work at some bank, some investment.
You're not
firm.
famous, but you have money. That's the. You're
not famous, but you have money. Hide it. Bring that girl, do your thing, have your hookup,
Definitely.
Casual sex, whatever. But bring her to a condo, a 2-bedroom house, a 1-bedroom apartment. And if to all my ladies, because the reason I do it this way is because then I get in trouble. Yo, you're making all girls seem like. Because the girls complain. So to all my ladies, if you are a rich lady and you are not famous, but you are pretty wealthy, and you bring in a guy for casual sex or whatever it is, you bring him to a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom house or an apartment or a condo that's not so luxurious and in a all right part of town, and say, this is my house. Don't bring him to your 6-bedroom rooftop pool, 3,000 square foot home with an acre and as a lot. Don't bring him there, because same thing can happen. So, let's go to Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, you saw my video, right?
Yeah. Can I just say one more thing about the issue though?
Yeah, sure.
Julio Urias, he actually was proven to have abused a girl. Why is he still playing? I think
he got suspended, served it.
Well, he got suspended, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been for Bauer. Aroldis Chapman shot. He thought it. Apparently, he shot in his girlfriend's living room. For her, she wasn't. But there's still players playing now that have done,
way worse,
just as bad, way worse, or just as bad. And it's like, what are we going to do at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Suspend a guy for a season and then he comes back, or just end his career, depending on who it is. You know what I mean?
But Rob Manfred has always had something against the Dodgers. Always.
Yeah.
Roger
He knew about
Goodell
that
has something
cheating.
against the Cowboys.
Rob Manfred knew about the cheating when it was happening. I promise you that. And do you remember when you know who Yuli Gurriel is, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So do you remember when Yu Darvish was tipping pitches in the World Series?
Yep.
And they were doing all these racist remarks to them and stuff, and like squinting their eyes and stuff. And it's like, well, how the fuck are they allowed to just continue on, no punishment? They did racist. What, do you serve a game for it? Like,
yeah,
like, come on, bro. Like, they're out here making racist remarks and then going into the media, and then they're like, oh, he was tipping pitches. But then as we find out 2 seasons later, he wasn't tipping pitches. You just knew what was coming because of the signs, you fucking liar, you cheater. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, exactly. And the only team that he's going after is the Dodgers. Joe Kelly, when he threw at Breckman or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Alex
Bregman. Joe Kelly meant to hit him.
And I was on Kelly, bro. I was like, hell yeah. Throw that asshole.
So was I. Right? But again, what did you see? Oh, he's going to be suspended 2 games. He got in more trouble than the Astros got in. What, they lose a couple draft picks? The manager got fired? Boo-hoo. Oh, well, the players did it under anonymity. I would be like, fuck you guys. You're not playing anymore. But I said anonymous. Yeah, guess what? There's no law protecting you here. We're a private corporation, bitch.
Exactly.
Here's the punishment I would have done. I would have taken back the ring that there's no World Series champion in 2017. I would have banned the Astros from playing in that season. I would have banned they'd have to, because I would ban every player on the Astros, every single one, including the new ones. Or move the newer ones that were not a part of the World Series or their minor league affiliate and move them to another team. Ban the players that were there from ever playing baseball again in our league. And I would alert all the other leagues. I would take away every single draft. I would eliminate them from the draft. So this was in 2020. I would eliminate them from the draft for the next 3 years. I would charge the organization $7 billion. I would do absolutely anything and everything to say to the league, boys, you better not cheat, because from the main office down, I'll make you regret it. Every manager cannot manage a team or coach. No coach can ever play, right? Like, I would have gone hard.
I like that idea. Charge them $7 billion. Fuck it. But no, for real though, people say, oh, well, you can't just eliminate all these players off their team because then they won't have any team, like anybody left. Well, it happened before in 1919 with the Chicago Black Sox when they purposely threw the World Series. Next year, they were all removed off the team, and so the minor league team had to call up a bunch of people. And so that's basically what happened. A bunch of the AAA guys got called up, and that's basically what they could have done. They could have said, and I wouldn't have said get rid of everyone that was on that team. Just get rid of all the offensive players, the position players that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because the pitchers weren't technically cheating.
No, but they knew, didn't they? You cannot tell me. Yeah, but
so did Rob Manfred, and so did. I feel like the Dodgers knew they were cheating too, honestly. Dodgers
knew they were cheating, but at the same time, if they're putting in complaints to the MLB, they're not MLB wasn't doing anything about it. So they might have said, okay, we'll look at it after the season. Hurrah, have fun, play, good luck against their cheating. Because why does every team in baseball hate the Astros? Because they cheated from they cheated starting in preseason.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, they just cheated in the playoffs. No, they needed a whole 6-7 months, 8, just to prepare all that, so that they were on cue, so that they could get the signs right, so that they could get the whatever down. That's why. So no, you're gonna tell me you're gonna go on that tour bus with those players, or on that charter plane, on that private jet that the teams have, and you're a pitcher, right? You're a right-handed pitcher, and you're not the one cheating. You're going to tell me you've never heard that conversation of, all right, guys, you got the trash can? Yeah, all right, now look at this camera. Look how Kershaw throws. Look how Posey throws. Look how this guy throws. Look how... You're going to tell me you won't hear that? No, you get rid of every player, every manager, every front office person. In fact, I would go as far as disbanding the team. You want to really cheat? I'll disband your team.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
These are the drastic measures that we all wish they could take, but at the end of the day, they
can. But Rob Manfred hates the Dodgers. He's always hated the Dodgers. Why do you think he was? You heard him in the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, fuck, I'm drunk. He was drunk.
He didn't seem too excited that we won. But
no, he's like, fuck. Yeah. So then he said, okay, you won. How do I destroy you next year? Bauer.
Yep. Rob Manfred is everything that is wrong with sports because he just doesn't know how to be swift and okay, let's look at a commissioner that I do respect and you should respect, and that's Adam Silver.
Oh, absolutely.
When Don Sterling when the tape came out about Don Sterling, Adam Silver didn't hesitate. Everyone was like, "Oh God, what is he going to do? You can't just, what are they going to ban him? You can't do that." And that's exactly what he did. He went out there and he said, "I am banning Don Sterling from the NBA from ever going to any NBA game ever or being affiliated with it." Those are the type of decisions that Rob Manfred needs to, grow a pair and make. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you just disband the entire Astros organization. You can't, as much as we want that to happen. But
why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? This is the angry Dodgers fan coming out of me. Why can't you do it?
Because it's still a business and an organization, and they still have guys that didn't cheat. But
guys that did.
Are we suggesting though? Wait, are we suggesting that the owners knew? And
you gotta be kidding. There's no way those owners didn't know.
Oh no, I definitely think they knew. But with that said, are you saying that because everyone was involved, that we just disown that franchise completely, or do we give them a chance to rebuild from the ground up and be like, okay, Alex Bregman gone, Carlos Correa gone, give me another shortstop, Jose Altuve gone, give me another second baseman. That's what I say they should have done.
So fine,
call up the guys.
I would take the drastic measure of just disbanding the fucking team. All right, Texas, come up with another team, or if you don't want to take that step, because some people are just weak like that. I'm not saying you, but just people are weak like that. I'm a hard ass. The thing about me, Duncan, is if you F me over or you do something, I believe in going two times harder and stronger so that I'm not effing around. You know what I mean? That's just how I am, and a lot of people are not like that. That's why people would hate me, because I would have been like, here are the steps I would take then. Everyone in the Astros organization is gone. Owners, you're out. You can't own the team anymore. Sorry. Every manager, every coach, even the front office receptionist, the concession stands worker, everybody's gone. Maybe the concession stand worker didn't know. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's out of a job. Go work somewhere else. You're banned from ever working in the MLB again. Players, you're all banned. Coaches, you're all banned. Managers, you're banned. The tour bus driver, you're out, because obviously you can't be on that fucking bus and not hear that conversation. Pilot, I might give him a pass because he's in the freaking cockpit. But he's also a private pilot, so I would take the drastic move of getting rid of the pilot.
He could have been flying over the games, trying to steal signs from above. You never know.
See, they're gone.
But, it's just, and then wait, it's crazy.
Right, I would get rid of every single person, and I would not allow their minor league affiliate to be in that team. I would go that far, and I would ban them from being able to play a game for a whole year. A whole year. And what did it matter? It was COVID anyway. Trust me, those measures will tell every other team, Commissioner, we should not cheat under Commissioner Alamillo. Maybe Commissioner Asshole is what I would be. I mean, that's what. And then they protected the Astros the next year. That's what was crazy.
Yeah, that's what really pisses me off about the whole thing. How they protected them, like they were their kids who made a simple mistake. Like, oh, it's okay, you'll learn next time, Timmy. Like, no. they cheated for not just 1 year. They supposedly cheated for 3 years. And when Altuve hit that home run off of Chapman to send them to the World Series, it was kind of sus how he was holding his jersey, right? Like, I think he must have had some sort of microphone or some sort of buzzer taped to him, because why else would he be so suspicious about the whole thing when you just won the World Series or sent your team to the World Series, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I think
the Yankees, I think.
Yeah, it was against the Yankees, and I think they cheated for multiple seasons.
Oh yeah, and look at them now. They went in 2019 against the Nats, and the Nats beat their asses.
Yeah,
Max Scherzer showed them who was boss, and then they came back again this last season against the Braves, and the Braves, look, the Astros showed up to play, but those Braves, they were a scary team, and they beat their asses.
Yeah, but the Astros still made it to the World Series without cheating. And one thing I will say is they're a great team. I will credit them that, even without cheating. Well, let's be realistic about this. Barry Bonds was great, right? But he took steroids. You know what I mean? If he didn't take steroids, he still would have been good, but he did take steroids. Pete Rose was amazing, but he gambled on games that he was playing in. Even without that, he was still great. But you know what I mean? Like Tom Brady having to deflate the football that 1 year. I think Tom Brady is the GOAT, but that 1 year he supposedly deflated the football. Did he even have to do that? No.
If you're so good, why do you have to gamble?
It's
why do you have to take steroids?
The Astros didn't have to. So just because.
I don't care if you're Tom Brady.
Exactly.
I don't care if you're Barry Bonds. I don't care if you're.
This is evidence, though, this year. Yeah, and it's like they didn't have to cheat. They probably still would have had a fair shot at the World Series that year without cheating. They probably still would have got past the Yankees. I don't know. The Yankees were great that year. It took them to 7 games. But they were still great. They didn't.
They wouldn't have beat the Dodgers.
No, they wouldn't have. It would have been.
And that's where they were afraid.
Dodgers and
they knew they had to cheat.
But they cheated all year, though. It wasn't just against Dodgers.
No, I know. But they knew they could not win without cheating. And you know how I know that? 2019, 2021. They go to the World Series, they lose. The Red Sox.
But they still made it to the World Series, though. That's an accomplishment.
But they cheat. Okay, they made it to the World Series. I have to be, if a team cheats, especially 3 years in a row, I have to be suspicious of how they're getting to the World Series is cheating, and then they're like, okay, let's not cheat in the World Series. Although, I don't know. I'd probably cheat in the World Series if I was them. But
whoa, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
If I was them, because they're cowards. They're trash.
I see.
Even my friends in Texas don't like them. So, but here's the thing, right?
Even Houston fans don't like them.
Hey, man, do you want to go watch the Rangers again? Let's go. Let's go to
Dallas. I can't imagine being an Astros fan. That's gotta suck.
Dude, I mean, the Kelly Clarkson show, they had a guy who was an Astros fan, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, to put up with all those years of them being subpar and being so trash, and then they finally win a World Series, and then it's like, oh, nope, I'm sorry, buddy, your team cheated, doesn't count.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one of my steps that I forgot to say, I would have taken away the ring, and I would have given it to the Dodgers here. Right.
Yeah.
But also, or if you don't want to give it to the Dodgers, okay, there's no world champion in 2017. Sorry. The thing I'll say is, they made it to the World Series, and guess what? They lost every time they went to the World Series after they played the Dodgers. And the Red Sox, Alex Cora had gone to the Red Sox, and guess what? They also are suspected of cheating that year. And, I mean, the Dodgers offensively still couldn't hit.
Yeah, that was a World Series.
At that time, it was still the Dodgers' fault. But in 2017, it was definitely the Astros' fault.
Yeah. Took them to 7 games. We put up like 15 runs in Game 5. Still lost that. It's just, I can sit here and try and make sense of it all day, but the truth is we got cheated out of a World Series.
Yeah, we did. We honestly
lagging.
did. And you know, I'm not. If they ever win a World Series, I'm done.
Yeah, like a real World Series without cheating. Yeah, that would suck.
That would. But they won't because they've gone to 2. They can't win.
They've had some chances.
Lots of chances, and they just can't. Let's go to Clayton Kershaw. I do want to get to Freddie Freeman. Let's get to Clayton Kershaw. Look, you saw my video on him. I think did I send you that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know if you were able to watch it because I think I sent it late. But Neil Elatraj is not sure if he's gonna if Kershaw's gonna pitch. You saw his elbow injury just keep him out. There's people that say, nah, hang him up. It's time. Clayton Kershaw's done. Goodbye. There are some that say, nah, we need Clayton Kershaw back. Let's just have him play again. And there are some that say, let's just let him retire. Where do you sit? I'm between let him play and retire.
Kershaw is one of the greatest pitchers that's ever lived, and even in his mid-30s, he's still good. He's nice. Like, it's now, when healthy. I mean, he doesn't throw 97, but he's still got tremendous break. He's still got tremendous control and consistency. And why hang up your hat now? Like, you still got years and years to go. You still got chances to go for records and go for more World Series. Why give up now? You know what I mean? Why would the Dodgers give up on him now? I get that he's not able to rehab his injury because of this MLB lockout, but no, don't give up on Kershaw. If he wants to continue to play, let him. If he wants to go to a different team, then
I'm sorry, but if he goes to a different team, I'm gonna cry. I would cry. It almost brings a tear to my eye.
I don't think he will, though. I think if he's gonna play, it's gonna be with the Dodgers. But
here's the thing: is his four seam the same? Is his spin rate the same?
It's not the same as it was when he was in his prime, but it's still good.
But is it good enough to where he can play 5 innings, 6 innings? No. Every time Kershaw pitches, look, Kershaw's my favorite Dodger ever. I have his shirts. He's my favorite. Well, I mean Koufax and all those, but my favorite pitcher and my favorite guy on the team. Right? So he's my favorite. So I'm just trying to be. But again, I'm not a biased fan. I'm trying to be unbiased and I'm trying to be objective. Can you see him going 5 or 6 innings? Not seasons.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Can you go right?
If he's healthy. If he's healthy, I think he can.
When he was healthy, he couldn't. This last year,
he wasn't at full strength the entire season.
And he's not going to be at full strength this entire season with this lockout loop still going.
Yeah, see, the lockout kind of fucks this whole thing up. But, no, I think Kershaw, he might, if he does decide to play this season and stuff like that, then I think that probably sit the first few months out, get himself ready, and then right around June, hopefully he'll be at full strength. And if he is, then it's Kershaw, man. Jason, that's your favorite player, man.
I would love him to play. My thought, I want Kershaw to play.
You cannot deny his greatness.
I love Kershaw.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, Kershaw, shut up. Kershaw is the reason the Dodgers, he's kind of one of the reasons they won the playoffs a lot of those years. And the reason they got to those playoffs for so many years. And I think one of the reasons that his velocity is not the same, his FIP is not the same, his four seams is not the same, his sliders, his cutters, his curveball, his fastball, his breaking ball. The reason it's not the same is any of that. Scherzer's 37, it's still the same. Maybe a little bit down, but as you get older, but it's because the franchise overused him. They never went out and got another starting pitcher. They always relied on Kershaw. And what happens when you rely on your guy for too long?
He runs out of gas. He's done. But Kershaw was never a fastball guy. His game has always been, he used to have a great fastball, and he still kind of does. But his whole thing is getting guys out in front setting him up 0-2 so he can come down and bite him with the slider. That slider of his is still nasty till this day.
It's nasty. And his cutter?
Yeah, his cutter, his slider, his Uncle Charlie curveball. That it's like a roller coaster coming in there. Like, he's still...
that is some scary shit. When you see...
Yeah.
I think the one I'd be scared of is the fact that because these players go to 0-2, and then they think, oh, I'm going to get a ball here so he continues. And they do, or he'll foul them. And then when Kershaw is Kershaw, if he throws a slider and he gets a ball, throws another slider, gets a ball, next he's going to switch to his cutter. If he switch to his cutter and get a curveball, then he's going to switch to his, if he switch to, you get a ball, then he's going to switch to his curveball and you're fucked.
Exactly. So you admit that he's still good for something, right?
But again, a lot of times when Kershaw's healthy in the last few years and he gets to the 5th inning, that's when he starts giving away more runs.
Yeah. I mean,
I want Kershaw back. That's my guy. I look forward to Kershaw. Days when I remember I had to be at a study session at UNLV. This was years ago, 2018, and Kershaw was playing one night. And I'm listening to the group, and I'm also listening to the game.
Of course.
Because Kershaw, man. So it's like when Fleury was playing, which was almost every day until the Golden Knights fucked it all up. I would always watch when Fleury was playing because, I mean, come on. So, look, I think if he does leave, the article on Dodgers Nation, I don't know if you heard what it said, but it said basically if Kershaw plays, he's going to want to play for a World Series contending team. A World Series contender. Dallas ain't the place for that. The Rangers are not I don't remember the last time 2011, 2012 with the Giants. I think it was. They're not in the World Series contention. Not even in 10th place right now. So Kershaw going there because it's closer to home, nah.
Yeah, I mean they just got Corey Seager, they got Marcus Semien, and they have Adolis Garcia, and they have some offense, but in terms of pitching, Kershaw would be the same situation from over there. He would have to be the guy for the Rangers, and they're
gonna put all the weight on him. If Kershaw was 22, 23 when he first joined, okay. But Kershaw's 32, 33. It's a different guy. They're going to expect him. They want him to be the Kershaw of 2008, 2012. That's who they want. And he can't do that. They're going to get the Kershaw of 2022. And that's not the guy who, what if he gets injured? Then the Rangers are effed. See what I like? So, and Corey Seager is trying to recruit him. Corey Seager went for $325 million. He was shortstop, right?
Yeah, shortstop.
So
he'll be the starting.
And Corey Seager was great when he went into God mode in 2020 and got the MVP in NLCS and then in the World Series, and he did absolutely amazing. That's great and all. Corey Seager, those injuries kept him out, and even when he did come back, he wasn't all that great. I love Corey Seager. I wish he would have stayed with the Dodgers.
I wish he got, because there was just so many seasons that he spent injured. Yeah. I wish he got more chances at a full season. I feel like he could have put up some pretty good numbers. Heavy numbers.
But especially this last year, a full season, he couldn't put up any numbers because he was injured. And even when he was back, he went in God mode for a little bit, and then he went back down. The other problem that you have is he was asking for too much money when his body was going,
Yeah.
The same with Justin Turner. I was reporting last year. He wanted 3-4 years. Dodgers were like, you take 2 or you're out. Because you're 36. You're not, when he's trying to make plays, he's not sliding as fast. He's not catching with the glove. He's not able to reach as much as he used to, right? And when that ball's coming at 100 miles an hour at him and he's trying to get to the bag, he ain't going fast enough. So that's why they told him, you get 2 years. I think Turner might retire as a Dodger, and it'd be great because he's been there since 2013, and or maybe a little later. But he's an icon. So was Corey Seager, but he was asking for too much money that Friedman was not willing to throw out there.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like you're already paying all these guys so much money, you can't add that 325. You just can't. There's no room for it, even if you're the Dodgers.
They do have the money to do that. They just won't. Dodgers are a little stingy. You would think that they have the best farming system. Their farming system has already made it into the top 10 again. And then you would say, oh, they're very stingy, but look what they're paying all their players. They have the highest payroll. Even if they did shill out all that money, they don't see him as being worth it.
Right.
That's why they didn't do it. And he went for
Because
that.
he gets hurt so
Texas.
much.
Texas is big. They gave him a Texas-sized salary. 10 years in Texas.
And who knows? Maybe he'll find a way to stay healthy in Texas more.
Saw that barbecue.
Yeah, there's that.
So look, I think Kershaw's most likely gonna. The fact that he didn't sign before the lockout, though. The fact that Clayton Kershaw didn't sign before the lockout, right? Like, doesn't that tell us something?
Yeah, it's interesting. You want to move to Freddie Freeman now because there's just so many deals set in place that they can't process or go through yet because of this lockout. Like,
right, but I mean, with Clayton Kershaw, I think the fact that he hasn't signed, I'm thinking he might just retire it. But Clayton Kershaw, please play one more year.
He can't sign until this lockout's done.
So. Right, but I'm just saying when he comes out, if he doesn't sign, that's crazy. So I don't know if you saw my Freddie Freeman video. Freddie Freeman's a monster on the field. He's slashing huge numbers. Can you list any of those stats? I don't remember them. He's a scary dude.
Well, last year he hit like 38 homers. He keeps his batting average around 280 every year. RBI numbers usually 90 plus every year.
Yep.
A WAR of at least 5 every year, which is a great stat.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. There's just so much. Defensively, he's great. He'll make like 3 errors a year, 3 or 4 errors a year. And I know first base, but still, it's still a good amount of not making errors.
I know he's at first in Atlanta, but you could put him at second. I mean, he's one of the best hitters in the league. I think, what is he, top 10?
He's definitely top 10. You can't put him at second base, but what do you think about bringing I heard they're bringing the DH into the NL, right?
Yeah.
So what they could do is have Muncy play first and Freeman be the DH, or you could have, Freeman at first still and then move Max Muncy to second because Muncy can handle second base.
Yeah. Because Gavin Lux was at second and he couldn't handle second.
He can't hit for shit. But
and I love Gavin Lux. I absolutely love Gavin Lux. But
I'm not a big fan.
I don't know why. You know what it is? It's that YouTube channel, the the Backstage Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to see him in the minor leagues, those games that I watched, and I wasn't there, but and then I got to see him come up in the Dodgers. So maybe that's why I really like him. But take Muncy, put him at second, put Freeman next to him. Where do you put Taylor?
Taylor is definitely our left fielder. But see, if we get AJ Pollock back, then and we still have this DH position. Here's my ideal lineup. Okay, we got Mookie Betts in right. I want Bellinger in center. I know he had a pretty trash year last year, but I still think he's going to figure it out and be Cody Bellinger again. Bellinger in center.
Gonna come back.
You got AJ Pollock and Chris Taylor switching off in left field. And then you can also have Max Muncy and Chris Taylor switching off at second base because Chris Taylor is just that guy.
Yeah, he's very, very mobile.
Trey Turner and Chris Taylor switching off at shortstop,
yes.
And then obviously Justin Turner's our third baseman. Got to have him.
Yeah.
Will Smith, starting catcher. Austin Barnes backup. We still got a good team, and especially if we get Freeman. Yeah, especially if we get Freeman.
And if you have that lineup, you put Dustin May into pitch when he's healthy.
Yeah. And we still got Buehler.
That. Yeah, you still got Buehler. ODS is coming up. Brusdar Graterol when he's good. That dude, that bazooka, man.
That guy, I don't know. He scares me. To say the least.
And I'm not the one him.
No, I just feel like he's gonna throw 102 at a guy's head every time. I swear to God, like he loses control over it sometimes and it goes flying.
And he's got to maintain that control.
That's 102. That's a weapon right there.
That's that hits you. Like 97 is still
like getting hit by a gun or some shit.
Like when Arroyo was getting hit with the by what's his name, and with 97 on the shoulder from the Astros, and he's like, dude, you're hitting me on purpose.
Yeah.
But 102, dude. Just right.
Watch out.
Watch it. Ah! I think that's a good lineup. Now, here's the thing. Freddie Freeman has not been denying if he would come to the Dodgers or not. And they've been asking him, are you going to be a Dodger? Are you going to be, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think the Braves are disrespecting Freddie Freeman. And look, I was against him at first because I was like, he beat us. Oh, no. The fact that, what are they offering, like just 150 million? Which, I mean, to me, 150 million. I would pay off my student debt tonight. I'd pay off my credit card debt. I'd go buy a house and put the rest away. Boom.
Yeah. See, the Braves were already thinking about getting Freeman out of here before this season. So them winning the World Series was the icing on the cake. The Braves are still one of the best teams without Freddie Freeman because
yes, they are.
They won the World Series without their best hitter. Their best hitter isn't Freeman, it's Acuna. Yeah, that's a fact.
And he had broken ribs too.
Yeah. So
was it him that had the broken ribs?
Yeah, it was him.
Or am I thinking of the Dodgers?
Jazz Chisholm hit some ball and messed up trying to get it, hurt himself. What's up?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you take away Freddie Freeman out of the Braves equation. They still have one of the best teams in the game. And I'm talking offense, of course. But yeah, Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley is great. Dansby Swanson. If they keep Travis d'Arnaud as their catcher, that guy is clutch. He can get it done.
That dude is more than clutch. I want him for the Dodgers.
We had him? I'm pretty sure we had him for like a little bit of a season.
I don't remember having him.
No, we did.
Someone could refresh my memory.
See, you're talking to the pro here. We had him for no, we had him on our opening day roster one year and then cut him
for some reason.
Like I think it was 2016. The Mets. The Mets lost the World Series and he was on that team. I think he signed with the Dodgers for a little bit and then they went with Yasmani Grandal later. Like I knew they would.
I love Yasmani Grandal, man.
Yeah,
I love Yasmani Grandal. Yasmani Grandal is, I don't know why, but I love that dude. Look, why would the Braves want to get rid of their franchise dude? That's their franchise leader right there. Why?
Money. It comes down to money, and they could save a lot of money if they can, because they're not paying Ronald Acuna a lot right now. They don't have to pay him so much right now, and so they can focus on going out and getting pitchers and adding depth, and it gives them so much. Because, come on, they don't really need more offense. You know, and a good first baseman is great, Freddie Freeman, an all-star every year, but they really can win without him. You know, and he was such a big part of this run this year, but there were other guys that came through that had RBIs. Jorge Soler, I didn't even say his name yet.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah, World Series MVP, Eddie Rosario,
that
and LCS
is a monster on the field.
Yeah,
like,
even before.
I know I'm not stating stats, but whenever I heard his name come up, I'm like, Dodgers.
Stats too, man. He was 2 home runs shy of 50 in 2019. Yeah, so.
He was like, and I mean, what was it? Cody Bellinger's first year had 37. He was on fire.
39, but yeah.
39. See, there you go. So, and he won the 2019. He won the was it that rookie?
Rookie of the year, yeah.
Rookie of the, because he was 2018, right?
2018, he won NLCS MVP. That year,
but his first year was 2017.
Yeah, 2017. Was the year he won rookie.
For like 2-3 seasons, he was just boom. And do you remember?
I went to a couple of games where he had home runs. What'd you say?
Last time I went to Dodger Stadium was 2009. It was against the Reds. I went with a program, and it was like Manny Ramirez, Joe Torre. Who else was there?
James Loney.
James Loney was there. Andre Ethier was there. Kenley Jansen, Clayton Kershaw. Like
Casey Blake.
Yep. Honeycutt was there too, but he wasn't manager. He was coach. Or like co-manager.
Rick Honeycutt. That guy was
Honeycutt.
not the
Finally
best.
got a ring.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they could win without him. They got Charlie. They got, all these other guys, but and Jorge Soler. They got. I don't know. I feel like just having Freeman is that extra security blanket. I mean, I would not, if I was they're being so disrespectful. Here's what I think. Because there's another team after him, right? The Red Sox?
Yep.
Yeah. He said that if he doesn't sign with the Braves, he would only play for the Dodgers or the Red Sox. If I'm the Dodgers, I wait for the Braves to offer him 150. I wait for the Red Sox to offer him 160, 170. If I'm the Dodgers, I offer between 180 and 210. And millions. Not thousands, not hundreds, but 180 million to at least 210 million.
That's what he is worth for sure. I mean,
yeah, you're
like
offering that dude 140, 150 million dollars. What kind of disrespectful ass are you? And originally, I heard a rumor that he wasn't in on the contract he has right now with the Braves. That he ended the season with. He wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, and that's a big reason why he wants to leave. Yeah, he won a World Series, but he wants to make money, and he wants to, play for a contending team, and he can still do that. He could still do that with the Dodgers.
And he's young too. How old is he?
He's about to hit 30 or something.
Something like that. And he's hitting the way he is.
Maybe he just hit 30, but yeah, he's still got years and years to come. And I told you, this is a guy that's guaranteed in a 162 game season to at least hit 30 home runs, at least have 90 plus RBIs, at least hit over 280, if not 300s. The guy
I think he can go to 305.
Yeah.
I believe in Freeman that much, and I'm starting to like Freeman a lot. Here's the thing, though, right? And not only that, but have you seen that dude run?
I mean, he hustles for what he's not the fastest, but he at least tries.
But here, look, Taylor runs faster than him, I think.
Oh, no doubt. Taylor's fast, yeah.
Taylor's freaking a speedy dude, but I feel like Freddie Freeman's hustle is like he looks hungry. And so does Taylor. I mean, you saw that game against San Francisco where they had scored 11 home runs and Taylor scored 5?
Yeah, something like that.
It was insane. But Freddie Freeman, I love his play out of the outfield.
It would work with the Dodgers.
Yeah, because he can. The way he reaches for the ball and then the way he slides back, I like the way his feet slide back, and the fact that he can get to the bag and he's not afraid to get you out, just as he's not afraid to take any pitch. Man, he was swinging at every pitch and scoring. He's a hitting machine.
Yeah.
And just the way he gets to the bag like that and gets players out, Dodgers need that. And now I feel like he's a little more consistent than Bellinger and Taylor.
Definitely. Taylor, he's been pretty consistent since.
He has.
But
Bellinger's been a little less, even
consistent.
when he's healthy. Like, it's been like he came in on a high and he's still on a high, but he's in the middle.
Bellinger's very. Yeah, like he'll start off strong, he'll start off slow, and then pick it up. But, Freeman's pretty consistent. Just like Justin Turner. Justin Turner stays consistent. The guys that just show up every day and mash or get on base.
But Justin Turner, I mean, he had to fix his body because he couldn't do turns and movements in his body before, and then he worked on it, and because that's what almost got him cut. So this last season, I was watching the Dodgers backstage Dodgers thing, but here's the other thing too is that you have your hitting coaches, you have your pitching coaches, the first base coach, and all of that. Do you think the coaches, a lot of times I don't feel like they're doing a good job. Do you think they're going to affect him in any negative way?
The Dodgers coaches?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dodgers coaches are horrible. Dave Roberts is one of the worst managers I've ever seen. He doesn't know how to handle his pitching. He gets all these guys, right? He gets all these guys, and he doesn't know how to handle them. Like, you could have started Tony Gonsolin, maybe, you could have given him some more innings to help Max Scherzer with his dead arm, or there's just so many instances where if you look at the 2018 World Series, right? We had just won Game 3, right? So we made it 2-1, and we were up 4-0. And he brings in Ryan Madsen, who is historically one of the worst bullpen pitchers the Dodgers have ever had in the playoffs. And what does he do? Gives up a 3-run bomb. All of a sudden, the Red Sox are back in the game. And then Kenley Jansen comes up and gives up a bomb to Steve Pearce, and then we lose that game and the World Series, and nobody talks about it. And then we go into next year and we lose again. It's like one of the worst managers ever. Consistently lose.
And he,
loses with all these teams that could be winning World Series.
Yeah, and not only that, but he's also very much like, dude, like he puts too much trust in one pitcher. Way too much trust. And it's like, dude, you have 6 other guys. What are you doing? And like when he kept putting Jansen in over and over and over and over and over, and Jansen just kept losing every game. And it's like his walk rate went up to like 7 point something %. And it was at 5 the previous season. His it's just the stats were going. It was awful. And he still kept putting them in. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, what the hell is your problem? But everyone always complains after every season, fire Roberts, fire Dave Roberts. If you do that, you got to fire everyone in the front office because he's doing what they say. But you got to admit, he does have some freedoms during the regular season, right? And he does decide that lineup. I'm pretty sure he gets it approved. But
he's one of the greatest regular season coaches ever. Sure. But in the playoffs, not so much.
Well, even during the season, I feel kind of just me and my dad get frustrated with him because he puts too much trust in one pitcher. He's just not that great. And then the coaches, the pitching coaches, the first and second base coaches, home base, all those guys. Freddie Freeman might be the baddest dude in the organization. I don't know if he's gonna stay that baddest dude if we got those coaches. Now, while you answer, I'm gonna go get another soda.
Wait, answer what though?
Well, I'm sorry. To my thought right there, where I feel like the coaches and Roberts and all that, I think they're going to stifle Freddie Freeman's abilities. Don't you think? Well, I go get my soda. You can answer that.
Okay. Well, one thing you can't take away from Freddie Freeman is he's going to continue to be great. So say if he does sign with the Dodgers, he's still going to be good. He'll put up great numbers. But when it comes down to the playoffs, hold on, that echo is really fucking me up. But I mean, they could still make decisions that would hurt the team, and a lot of times it's out of the players' hands when these managers are making these decisions. They can't control that. So if Dave Roberts is making a tough decision on pitching and they give up 6 runs, well, how does that affect Freddie Freeman? There's nothing he can do.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If they give up 6 runs because of a poor coaching decision, then Freddie Freeman's out of that. All he can really do is maybe hit a grand slam if he gets a chance. And now it's a 6-4 game. But
well, sure, but all right. So let's say they give up those runs, but it's also on the outfield not being able to do their jobs. Pitchers are not always going to throw strikes every time. They're going to foul it
too, and that comes down to players throwing it away.
The balls, right? But again, and that's let's say Freddie Freeman on first base just cannot get a play, and guys just keep getting past him. Then that affects, right? That affects him. But then what also happens is, Dodger bats. Do you remember, like, I would say May, June, when they had that 18-game losing streak, the loss streak? I would say April or May, where the bats were absolutely silent. Look at Edwin Rios and all those guys. They were silent. Every hitter, the hottest hitters, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, Chris Taylor, Mookie Magic, freaking Mookie Betts, Will Smith, all these guys, silent. Their bats just couldn't do jack shit.
And
what's that about?
It comes down to, just starting off slow. They started off slow and they picked it up in the second half and they made a run and stuff. But without Max Muncy.
But if Freddie Freeman goes silent, then people are going to start wondering, okay, well, you got this guy who could hit 30-something for 50 home runs. He could go to 180. He could go the WAR of 5 and go to 190 or whatever. And now you're or of 90, whatever it is, 90 RBIs, right? But then you're asking, okay, well the bats are silent. What the hell is going on here?
Well, see, that just happens sometimes. Sometimes you put faith in a guy and it doesn't work out. I don't think that's going to happen with Freddie Freeman, but let me think of a good example. Blake Snell. That's the best example. The Padres put in so much faith in this guy because he did so well against the Dodgers in the World Series the year before, and then he comes out and he gives up a 4.93, or he has a 4.93 ERA on the year.
ERA, yeah.
Terrible ERA, losing games for him. It's like
his FIP was even even worse.
You can't predict that's going to happen with the superstar that you signed. It just happens.
No,
sometimes.
You can't predict. It's going to happen, but there's a type of, whenever they're losing 6 games, 7, 8, 9, and 10, aren't the coaches, you could be the baddest hitter in the world and every pitch you see is a home run. But when your bats are going silent and you're doing nothing and the other teams are beating you and by shutouts a lot of the time, I feel like the coaches, is it not up to the coaches to go, all right, what's going on with your hit? Let's see. Your swing is it? Let's fix this. Rotate it this way. Do that. Isn't it on the coaches to fix that?
Yeah. And they can do the best they can. They can help them change their mechanics a little bit. Bellinger's a good example. Something was up with Bellinger's swing that wasn't allowing him to get enough lift, and he had no power, it seemed like, towards the end of the season. Because he only hit 10 home runs all year, and he had enough at bats to get to like 20, 30, but he didn't because his mechanics were off. So the Dodgers tried adjusting it the best they could, the coaches and the hitting coach. And then we look at the playoffs and what happened. He started hitting. He figured it out because now everybody else was, because the playoffs are different. Winning is a mentality, not a plan. And so Bellinger was able to just settle in easily because he realized, oh, well, damn, I've been having a shitty year all year. Maybe now's my time to shine. His batting average reset. You know what I mean? All these things that allowed him to break out of his slump. But if you want to hold poor mechanics and poor performance by hitters to the coaches and say that it's the coach's fault that these players aren't hitting. Not
completely.
Right. You can't say that because these guys have been doing it their whole lives. So, and that's what they pay them for. We pay you to hit. So if you're not performing,
what's going on with you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say, hey, it's completely on the coaches, but they could notice. Hey, well, and you're right. I guess maybe, you got me there where it's like, okay, I think you're right here. Hey, maybe I could change your rotation. I could change your swing. I could change how far you swing. I could change this. I could change that. It's up to you, man. And I say this with the Golden Knights all the time. And it's this last season, when they ended with them losing to Canada because they were shit. Everyone was blaming it's DeBoer, it's Crimin, it's McCrimmon, it's Foley, it's DeBoer. Yeah, but if you blame DeBoer, that means Mark Stone, who had he was so flat. His goals were just awful. Pietrangelo, Martinez. Well, Martinez and Pietrangelo did good, but all the hot hitters, Carlson, Stone, Pacioretty, Theodore, all these guys, where were they? All these shooters, the hottest, right? You're letting them avoid responsibility, and you can't do that with the Dodger hitters too. You can't. So all in all, get Freddie Freeman over here. Look, I know he'd be sad to leave Atlanta. I know that's your team for 6 years. That's the only franchise he's ever known, and the fans love him. But Atlanta, I mean, the Rams, they lost. They started playing Bad and Bougie in the damn bar. They can get over it like that. New Orleans is different, right? But but he has a home here in Orange County, and the rumors have been swirling around. Oh, he's in Newport Beach where he has a house. He was getting a haircut, and the Dodger fans were asking him, and he wasn't saying no. He was non-committal. Listen, if they don't sign Freddie Freeman, I'm gonna be pissed because all this hype.
Me too.
And the fact that he says, why the Red Sox though? Like, I understand the Dodgers. His wife could be here. His kids could go to school here. That's that's actually where they're from, in LA. But why the Red Sox?
So the Red Sox, it's weird because the Dodgers, they make sense for Freddie Freeman. The Red Sox, they don't really make sense. They already got, they could use a first baseman. It wouldn't hurt, but they still got Kyle Schwarber and guys like that that can handle that position. I don't think he'll go to the Red Sox per se. If he doesn't go to the Dodgers, he'll either go to the Braves. He'll either go to the Braves or the Dodgers, honestly. I don't.
Yeah, because he's not ready to retire, and there's this thing that concerned. Well, he's 32. So what? Max Scherzer was 37. We gave Keeper Ruiz and Josiah Gray up for him and Trey Turner. We gave and Justin Turner's 36, and we gave him a chance. How old was Corey Seager?
He was like 28, 27.
28, right? We gave Trevor Bauer, who was like 31, 32, a chance.
Yeah.
Now, he was a pitcher, but not a hit, right? Not a hitter. But Freddie Freeman's hitting like he's 26, 27.
He's definitely improved his power numbers, too. When he was 26 and 25, it was hard for him to get over 20 home runs. Now it's hard for him to not come close to 40. So
all he needs is that little push.
Yeah.
And
let's talk about the stadium, because it's a different stadium he'd be playing in. I think he's always done well at Dodger Stadium when he comes in with the Braves. It seems like he always leaves. It seems like he always leaves that road trip with at least one bomb. So maybe that's a big decision factor that these players make that not a lot of people talk about. Corey Seager went to the Rangers. Why? Because that unbelievable playoff that he had was in Texas.
Yeah.
Where he won NLCS MVP and World Series MVP. All those games. Yeah, all those games are played at Arlington, and what do you know? He goes to the Rangers.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I talk about this in the Golden Knights too. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's I didn't. I thought you were done. This system is like
it's lagging. I couldn't tell.
I wish we were in person, man. And we live here too. But with the Golden Knights, we got Sven Berchi. I know your whoever covers the Knights over there at your company would love this. That I know this. But we got Evgeny Dadonov and Laurent Brossoit and all these guys, and Laurent Brossoit. And I always said, maybe the change in scenery, Vegas, different from Ottawa. Vegas is a big city, the big lights, the twinklings, the strip, the casinos, the restaurants, the hotels downtown, Fremont, the Summerlin, Green Valley District, and just a stadium. I don't know if you've ever been to T-Mobile Arena during the Knights game. That is one of the most electric things I've ever felt, aside from Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, the stadium shakes.
It shakes with the music and all of that. But Dodger Stadium with 56,000 people. Oh my God. When I went, it was like 56,810 or whatever. Woo, that shit was loud. And it's just a different scene. LA, your body reacts to that like I say this all the time. In the fall at UNLV, it's like the buzz. You know what like it's just like kids walking around with their Starbucks drinks and they're all studying, and it's like a new season and people are happy to be at UNLV, and I'm like, damn, I feel like learning. And then the spring I'm like, I fucking hate it here. Fuck learning.
Yeah.
Like F it. Right? And you're right, the players, Dodger Stadium, it's a huge place. LA is different, and he loves LA anyway. He's got a house here. Why would he have a house here if he didn't like LA?
Yeah.
If I didn't like LA and I had a house here or a house there, well, not here. He doesn't have a house here. But if I didn't like LA and I had a house there, I'd sell it.
Yeah, for real. If you're not gonna play there, I don't know though. It's good to have there for the audience.
Yeah. I do want to. So maybe that would help him. So please, Dodgers, sign Freddie Freeman. If Freddie Freeman signs $150 million, then that's on him for being disrespected like that and taking it.
Yeah.
Dodgers need to offer him $180 to $200 million, and at the max $210.
He'll definitely take that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna offer me $180. These dudes are offering me $150 and a 6-year contract, by the way.
Yeah, and he has just as much of a chance as winning one again with the
Exactly.
Dodgers as he does with the Braves, if not more.
Exactly, if not more. Now, by the way, with Corey Seager, I think it also didn't make sense to keep him if they're trying to extend Trey Turner. Trey Turner, there's a rumor that I want to go to this real quick. There's a rumor that he wants to play in the East Coast. He has not really said that. Scherzer did.
Yeah.
Scherzer is like, I just want to be in the East Coast, whatever. But Trey Turner's open. He's willing to. He's welcoming in an extension. Remember that slide into what was it, second base or whatever that everyone talked about? It was just
smooth slide.
Smooth slide. It was like, whoa. So
it's different.
It's different, and I think they didn't want to have. Well, why are we gonna have a shortstop? I got Trey Turner, who's even better than Seager right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love Corey Seager. He's still one of my favorite Dodgers, but I want to talk to you about starting pitching. That's where Dodgers need help right now. Starting and relieving. Who do you think they could bring in for starting pitchers?
First name that I can think of. Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Corey Kluber is the first one that I think of. I think
Kluber,
should the Yankees be mediocre this year, which I think could very well happen, I think they'll make a move for him at the deadline. I can see Corey Kluber being on the Dodgers by this year. Another consideration would be getting Zach Greinke back and off the Astros.
Oh, yes.
Getting Greinke
but he's
back.
Got that stank off him. He's got that stank.
But he wasn't on that team though when they cheated. He went.
No,
to
I
them.
know, but he still got that stank. No, I would love Zach Greinke back. I don't know why the hell they gave him back.
Greinke, yeah. Greinke is a beloved Dodger player, and I could see him coming back. It would definitely work out. You know, he's a great pitcher. You know, clutch in the playoffs and stuff. So we got Kluber as a possibility, Greinke as a possibility.
I got donuts.
Nice, Duncan Donuts. But
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I get called.
America runs on Duncan.
I've been getting called that since I was 12. It's always my go back to, but my comeback to it. But no, what were we talking about? Possible pitchers.
Yeah.
So we got Kluber,
Greinke.
Kluber, Greinke. So those are just starting possibilities. Now, if you look at relievers, Luis Garcia from the Astros, I could see him getting picked up and put into a bullpen role as a Dodger. I could see that happening. But it really stems down to how Dustin May is going to be when he comes back. If Dustin May is elite, just like Julio and Buehler, then we won't even need to have a discussion. You know what I mean? Maybe one
He'll
more
be a starter.
Yeah, maybe one more decent
Well, actually, no.
starter.
He'll need a fight. He'll need a fight for that again.
Yeah. But
what's sad is he just got it and then that happened.
Yeah. Well, let me just summarize it though. The three off-season moves they need to make. Get AJ Pollock back, and get him back. That's number one. Number two, get Kershaw back. Right.
Okay.
Make sure Kershaw is a Dodger by the start of next season. Number three, get Freddie Freeman. Sign Freddie Freeman. If they do those things right there, and Dustin May comes back and he's good, and Buehler continues to do what he's been doing, and Julio continues to do what he's been doing,
and Muncy.
And Muncy continues to do what he's been doing. But all of them, if they all continue to do if they all continue to do what they've been doing, then I like our chances this year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw for sure. But what about Andrew Heaney? Because he was signed.
That was a stupid decision. That guy is not going to be good. I don't know. Maybe he figures it out. But that guy gives up a bomb every game. I swear to God.
I didn't understand that. As I put the donuts away,
That reminds me, I gotta go eat dinner soon. But
Yeah, we'll end soon. What you eating?
donuts, bro.
Okay,
I'm going
good.
going to the store to get some
Your own
donuts,
store?
and then I'm gonna get some. No, I'm just playing, bro. I'm probably just gonna like make some pasta or some shit.
We still got some meat and shit that my mom made, but um, when I heard that they signed him, it was, hey, those other teams weren't offering me what I needed. I wasn't getting the help I needed, and I liked what Andrew Friedman and Rob Doc were saying, so I came here, and I feel like I can receive the help here. Do you buy that excuse that, hey, look, I gave up bombs and shit over there, and I walked too many people. My walk rate was high, and this was high, but the Dodgers can actually help me, and I can be better here.
So, a lot of times, what we've seen with the Dodgers organization is they bring in guys that have been mediocre or haven't had the best career up to date with other teams, and then all of a sudden we bring them into the Dodgers organization and they start playing great. Like, let's look at Justin Turner, almost cut, comes to the Dodgers, does great. Max Muncy, almost cut, comes to the Dodgers, is now a 30 home run threat every year.
And a World Series champion, both of them.
Yeah, and so Chris Taylor's another example too. So if you get a guy like Freddie or Andrew Heaney, maybe he hasn't been in the right atmosphere his whole career, and then he comes to the Dodgers, and it's like exactly what he's been looking for. Then yeah, maybe we have a case of Andrew Heaney being our 5-starter, reliable 5-starter. But from what I've seen,
name wrong. I did.
Who said it?
I said his name wrong in the beginning.
Oh, you did? What'd you say?
I said Ahidi because I was reading it off the ESPN thing, and that's how they.
Oh yeah. It's just one of those names.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, but if he does come in and it is the right thing.
Yeah, it's a possibility. We'll see.
But did they gamble? Do you think the Dodgers gambled?
Yeah, 100%. This is a gamble.
But they didn't. They're not paying him a freak load of money. Like,
no, but they have intentions to give him minutes and starts and put him in the position to where he could lose games for us or he can win games for us.
I would put him as a reliever.
A reliever? Yeah, maybe. I'd start him. Start him off as a starter, give him a few starts, and then see how he does. And then if you got to make a move, put him in the bullpen. And if he continues to give up bombs and runs, then get rid of him.
Yeah. Exactly. What about the signing of Eddie Alvarez?
Eddie Alvarez?
Yeah, I saw that name.
Is that's like
a younger guy. Yeah.
I don't know much about that. If I'm being
yeah,
honest.
I didn't know either, so I'm kind of trying to figure that out. So what's is there anything else you want to talk about before we
No, I think we covered it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we covered.
To summarize it though, this MLB lockout is kind of, putting a hold on the Dodgers' potential this season. I think they have a lot of potential to be great and get back to where they were last year and hopefully get past that NLCS and into the World Series and get it done once again. I think they have a very good chance. And this MLB lockout is just, maybe it's another attempt by Rob Manfred to hold it back. But yeah, I think we covered everything, bro.
Yeah, Rob Manfred is one who can hold a grudge.
I hate that guy.
I just don't like him.
Yeah, he's bad for the game. It's not like Adam Silver. I'll never forget when Adam Silver banned Don Sterling. It looked like something straight out of Game of Thrones. Like, you're out of here. You're banished.
It just didn't look like. Well, you know what it reminded? It was just like so fast, and it was like, whoa. First off, you creep. You're dating a 23-year-old girl.
Who? Rob Manfred?
No, the Don Sterling.
Oh, Don Sterling. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, because you were talking about Silver. He's like dating a 23 V Steviano, whatever. Why do I remember her name? Which is fucking crazy.
I forgot that he was dating a 23-year-old.
Dating a 23-year-old, like, dude, that's your great grandpa. Girl.
Yeah, that's weird.
What are you doing?
And not to mention what he was saying to her, because she was the one that recorded him. And he said something about, I don't want you hanging out with like Matt Kemp. He mentions Matt Kemp from the Dodgers.
Yeah. And then he also says, what does he say? Like, something, you can do this, but if you do that, that's okay. What did he? I forgot, but
it's not even worth talking about.
No,
it was clearly racist and ignorant, and there's a lot of cases where do you I don't know if you watch Seinfeld at all, but
yeah.
You know the guy who played Kramer, right?
Yes.
Do you know what happened to his career? So
no.
So after Seinfeld, he struggled to become successful because that was like a lot of their highlights of their career. So he went to a comedy show, or he started doing like small time comedy shows. And
yeah.
There's a recording of him. He said the N-word like 20 times.
Oh my God.
Like outburst because somebody was like making fun of him, saying, "Oh, Seinfeld was it for you." So he said the N-word like 20 times, and it's like in these instances, like it's pure racism and like ignorance and stuff. And for Adam Silver, for Adam Silver to go at Sterling like that it's something that Rob Manfred couldn't even dream of doing.
Oh, he could. I mean? If it was the Dodgers who said anything like that, oh my God. You could see it.
The Dodgers, but if it was the Astros who were being racist, because they were towards you, Darvish, then they get a pass for some reason, because Altuve is short, and he's
tiny.
It's mean to be mean to short people. I don't know what the reason.
Yeah, honestly, it's just embarrassing to have a commissioner like this. Now, who's worse, Manfred or Goodell?
Can I just say they're both tied for shit?
Yeah. And look, the NFL scandals. Dude, I don't know if you saw that video that I did. This Super Bowl is clouded by scandals, and the Super Bowl is not on everyone's number one. It's not number one on everyone's list. It's like number 3, number 5, and what's on their list is Brian Flores, and apparently there's evidence against him now, and ways. But it's the Brian Flores, it's the Dan Snyder. Oh, I have to ask Dan Snyder for permission to release his report, but not Zeke Elliott. Why didn't you ask Jerry Jones for permission to release his own player's report, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
But it's always against our teams. What is it about sketchy. Like the LA Dallas teams that people just hate? What is it?
But I don't know. Yeah, I still think we have a chance to win this year. You know, I'm hoping I'm right. It's a long time from now, not till October, till we know for sure. But
dude, we should stream a couple games together.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Because me and Oscar, we watch it. Him on his TV, me on my iPad, and then we'll be on the live stream and we'll just be reacting to it. Yeah, what I would love is someone who could commentate for me. Like, all right,
I could do that. I could try my best. But
that would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll see though.
We can figure that out. Are you down to do something this Friday or Saturday for Super Bowl or?
Probably not till after the Super Bowl. I do have a busy weekend, but
okay. I just thought I would ask because I might ask Oscar, but we'll see. We're definitely going to be streaming it for. God, I got to be for 4 hours.
That week after the Super Bowl, I'm down to get back on here and talk about it. See if I was right. Talk about if I was right or not. I hope I am.
I haven't even made my prediction.
Okay, make it right now before I go, so I know, so I can make fun of you if you're wrong.
Baby!
I'll give you credit if you're right, but well, you got a 50% chance of being right, so better than.
I think because of their hunger, I'm gonna go for the Bengals.
Yes, thank you. Now we have controversy. Because if you said the Rams, then we all would have been right if they won. Us and Oscar. So good. Say the Bengals. The Bengals. All right.
I don't doubt the Rams. You got Odell. You got Stafford. You got Akers. Well, first off, they just cannot be dropping the ball like that in that first half. They can't.
No. Yeah, I mean, the Bengals got some stars in Chase, Burrow, McPherson.
McPherson's just a clutch dude.
I don't know. It's gonna be a game. I hope at least. Is that your alarm?
So I'm excited, and we're going to be streaming it. So if you do want to stop by, at least for even a minute, we'll welcome you in. If not, then we'll eat all the food for you.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow. I don't even know how long this went, but
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. My longest stream, I think. No, I think mine went, there's one that's longer. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to have talked baseball for this long. Every stream has been a freaking football stream.
For
man,
real.
I love it, but love baseball more. So thank God you're here.
Baseball's my sport, man.
Yeah, it's mine too. I love it, and hockey and all, but baseball is what I grew up with too. I mean, I pretty much grew up with football too, but my family team is Dallas. But still, we talked a lot of baseball today. We talked the lockout. We talked pitching. We talked players. We talked controversy. We talked Manfred. We talked football. We talked everything tonight. If you liked what you just saw, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press that post notification bell so you never miss another one of these videos. If you like what Mr. Duncan Dye said, you see the link in the description. I should have posted all the links in the chat, but you see the link in the description for Franchise Sports Media. Go on there, and it has cover photos for all the people who write articles. Is it cover photos of you guys or just the topics you're talking about?
What we're talking about. So if I'm writing about a Lakers game, then you'll see a cover photo of the Lakers, and same thing with the Raiders, Golden Knights. Anything we're talking about. A cool little article we're talking about now is iRobots in minor league baseball.
Oh, dude, real quick. What's your take about them going up to AAA and possibly knocking on the door of MLB? I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's interesting because if you look at a guy like Angel Hernandez,
my God,
terrible umpire. I think
even Joe West.
Yeah, I think I could do a better job than Joe or Angel Hernandez. But it's like what it is they just want to make sure that the game is perfected. As that robot umpires is the next big step into the future of baseball. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Who are they gonna yell at? Robot, you're wrong.
I don't know. It's like yelling at your Xbox, kind of.
Yeah. But, and the robot's like, fuck you, just play the game.
Yeah.
Now, the umpire, apparently they're saying that they're just going to wear a little thing in their ear and it's just going to tell them strike. And the umpire's like, I guess it's a strike. The robot says so. So, who knows? I'm very curious because I feel like the strike zone is going to get a little tighter.
Will start making less. The umpires will start making less.
Oh, yeah.
And,
but don't you think that the strike zone will get a little tighter? Because right now the strike zone is everywhere because every umpire has a different view of it.
Yeah, it'll get tighter for sure. It'll be more accurate, and when that's the case, naturally the strike zone becomes tighter. A good umpire has a tight strike zone. So,
and Angel Hernandez has a strike zone all the way out in the outfield. So.
That's right. His strike zone's all the way in the next batter's box, bro.
Exactly. So let me shut this down. Oh man, we did a lot this whole stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what Duncan Dye talked about, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel so you can see more. But make sure you go on his on the Franchise Sports Media link that's in the description. And make sure to check that out. You got good articles coming up, I'm sure, right?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully I don't get yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, we just try to stay consistent. Hopefully the Lakers will start winning games more.
Oh, yeah, they sat Westbrook out.
Yeah, in overtime the other day against the Knicks. That was a good game. But hopefully the Lakers start doing better so we can get more attention because nobody gives a shit about our Laker.
So if you like what Duncan is saying tonight, make sure you go to that link. Make sure you follow them on Instagram. That link is right below the main link, and they will post every article there. And Duncan, stay after the stream real quick. Thanks for coming on. You there?
Yes, I am. Are we still live, Bill?
Let's just stay on real quick. All right, thanks for coming on, Duncan.
Sounds good.